let's see if that works. Okay, let's see if that works. Let me know if that works, guys. If not, if that doesn't work, we'll call it for a night. I rebooted the computer and everything, so hopefully maybe that did it, or hell, I don't know. I'm not techno savvy. In fact, I'm pretty, lucky if I'm breathing and speaking clearly daily. So if you guys can hear or see me, let me know. Okay, cool. Yeah, hopefully it'll stay. Yeah. Let me know hey, so nerd, if you're still on if it jacks up, let me know and I'll probably just end it. I guess technically it would still film it and I could just put it up, be like talking to myself all night, which is fine. I mean, I've been known to just talk to myself at times, so wouldn't be anything out of the ordinary there. But no, I was asking you, hey Bo, what's up, man? I don't know, dude. My everybody said it froze and they couldn't get on or something like that. So I just started a new video. But I'm actually painting for the challenge. So I don't know if you swing by Mini Wormuts Facebook, I finished up 16 minis today. Yeah. So I'm 30 some minis into it. Hey man, I'm impressed. I saw your video. I'm impressed, dude. You're a good painter, man. I hadn't seen really any of your paint jobs until then. You're good. They look good. You put a lot of time and effort and blending and shading and highlights and all that shit. You're crazy. You're madman. Madman. That's good though. They look great. I gotta paint like madman. That's good though. They look great. I gotta paint like platoons of troops. I mean platoons. So I don't do that anymore. That's cool, man. I mean, just think, dude, if you did one a day, that's 30 in a month, 60 in 2. Shit. Now you're really talking. If you get one done a day. Yeah, so nerd, I was asking you in the other video, did you finish up your BattleTech? Because you were talking about you were working on that the other day. I was wondering if you finished them up. Dude, yeah. You got to be a madman to paint these damn things. I've seen some of those those like 15 millimeter guys. They really go hardcore. I mean, they're doing like faces on those. I'm like, how the fuck you do a face on 15 millimeter? I mean, now that's a madman right there. Good Lord. I'm just like, dude, just go wash. What's wrong with you? It's crazy. Oh, dude. Let's talk about clear bases, guys. Okay. That didn't come to me at all until like maybe 10 years ago, right? So I'm like 30 years into the hobby, right? And 10 years ago, I was at a con and some guy had based all his shit on clear bases. I'm like, dude, that is awesome. So that means you can play your shit like on any terrain, any kind of environment and whatnot. And it looks good, right? If I was starting now, if I was starting my hobby now, I would do clear bases, because one of my big pet peeves when you play a game is that like you're playing with minis, that let's say you're playing with Arctic troops, right? Or you're playing in the Arctic or whatever, and you've got your base is like grass or something, right? So it's like shit. It's crazy. But like I know one of the big guys that do that is Dave and Bessie from over at Pulp Alley. they do all of their stuff on clear bases, and it it's really good, man. It looks great. There's because they play a lot of urban settings, and or if they don't, it's really just a good idea because you know it just if you're playing, if I know a lot of people just do a generic base and they just do some like some flock and like maybe some cork or sand or some shit, right? But yeah, like a desert scene. Well, that's different. Yeah. So I mean, but a lot of uniforms are kind of universal. Arctic would be, a bad example. But what it would be like is like if you're like your infantry, like your normal infantry, that you put like a grass base on. Maybe they're in the city or they're fighting in a building or they're, on a road or whatever. It looks like they're on a road instead of like some gaming pieces that, have that are standing on a road, because that clear will mimic whatever they're standing on. So it just looks more realistic in a gaming sense. Make the match it. It's true. It's true. I'll just your logic is perfection. Cannot go against it, Bo. You know everything. You are the man. But no, I would do see-through bases. I think I would. Now, me saying that, do I do see-through bases? No, because 80% of my shit is all like normal bases, and I'm like, I am not about to go back and like rip those fuckers off, because you got the danger, because you're gonna jack up the paint jobs if you try, if you're breaking bases off, and you're gonna have to remount that shit, and it's gonna just be a pain in the ass. And if they're slotted, more than likely you're gonna have to break them off. You're gonna have to glue their actual feet on there instead of a slot. So I don't know. I think I mean, there's super glue will hold any of that shit in place, I would think, but farts don't stink. Clear base is doubly good for BattleTech when you need to see the hex. Oh, see, there you go. I didn't even think of that. Like, clear bases for that kind of stuff to see, because if it's, if it's a text base, that makes sense. I didn't even think of that. Yes, Litco. So, Bill, if you've never been to Litco is a company that they make all sorts of shit, but they'll do custom counters. So, like, for your game, for your RPG, if you want to make counters, you can buy. They have counters they've already made, but for my Battleground Weird World War II, I ordered, or I had a bunch of custom counters made. They're fucking great, dude. They make like dice towers, and they make like inserts to some of the terrain pieces that you can buy from um, Miniature Authority. They're great. Yeah, they are, dude. They're the gold standard in general, I would think. Litgo. They're really good. I've seen where several independents, like independent game designers and whatever, get their shit like created for their games, specific stuff for the game from Litgo. I know there's a couple other companies out there that do that, but I've been using Lithgow for like ever, man. They've been around for a while. Prices are reasonable, I have to admit. I've never really questioned a price I had to pay for it from them. I think everything that they sold was the price I was willing to pay for it. Nothing, it didn't seem too expensive. Yeah, and supposedly they're really good, like customer service and shit too. I've never had any problems with them. And in fact, I need to get some more bases painted up or made up for some of my stuff. Some of my stuff. But yeah, so right now, guys, I am editing up me and Omen just finished a Weird War II Battleground Weird War II game where the Boo Boos were fighting the Japanese army and the deep ones in an all-out grudge match. Woo, it was brutal. I won't tell you who won, but man, it was brutal. I mean, all the stops were unstopped. It was rough. Yeah, check out their stuff though. It's a good site. Again, they got lots and lots of cool shit. I haven't been on there in a while, to be honest with you. So they might have a bunch of shit I don't even know about now. So, let's talk about, shops and places we go for the hobby. I used to be a big I used to go over to a miniature market a lot, and they just got bought by somebody else, didn't they? I think they just did a merger, or they were bought out, or whatever the fuck it is. Man, it ain't as cool as it used to be. I don't think they have the deals like they used to. So it's not like, oh man, look at this great shit at miniature market anymore. The only really discounts you get are like, stupid shit. Like, I don't know, bits and pieces of a game that you've never heard of, or it's just, yeah. Oh yeah, nerd, hell yeah, dude. Man, when they were selling off of their all their that dust stuff, like, what was it, like $20 a fucking vehicle? Dude, like, I think I bought all of their heavy mechs. I bought all that German aircraft. I wish I bought more. I didn't even, I was still on the fence of actually playing out dust on, and I didn't have a channel then. And I was like, I should have bought all that shit. Yep. So that's like, that's my hobby budget monthly was $100. So that's a lot. I mean, especially for like, games that are really like, unique, or story based, narrative played. You don't have to have these giant armies and shit, So, and you're not buying from fucking, brand name, quote unquote, grade A, gaming companies. You can buy, very little from pretty much anybody you want to. You don't have to buy from certain high pricers. So that $100 can go pretty far. But dude, I'm a meticulous buyer, man. I will not pull the trigger until I actually spend a couple days researching, going to a bunch of different sites, checking out their shipping, reading the fine print. I'm a cheapskate, dude. But man, having kids and woo, you gotta be. Because money does not grow on trees. That's for damn sure. Did they? Yeah. I want to say I heard that. I knew they got bought out, but I don't know by who. Oh, really? I'm. I don't play sci-fi really. So, and I know they've got some. They've got some World War II products. I don't know if I'm really impressed with the sculpts. They're pretty generic. At least the World War II stuff. I've seen they have I think they've got like some partisans and um, that stuff. I think the best miniature designers. Okay, and I'm talking about Weird World War II. I can only testify for Weird World War II. I don't play. I'm not playing, ancients. I'm not playing Napoleonics. I'm playing just so if you're looking in the Weird World War II range and like pulp in the pulp range or whatever, I would say Artisan Designs, fantastic catalog. Um, I would say Pulp Figures is a great line. I would say some of North Star stuff is really good. And then I would also say Victory Force, but they're not around anymore. And then man, who else? I really dig I cannot pronounce his name. It's an Asian name. It's like a Japanese name, but um, they're the ones who do those like. If you go to our sponsor Forge, Coveted Forge, they sell his products. He just came out with a new set of like sinks, like Indian infantry for World War II. They are fucking gorgeous, man. They're great. I love his shit. His stuff is great. It's probably one of my favorites. Those are my favorite mini lines to buy. Now I buy Warlord stuff just because. And also not Foundry. Uh, yeah, Back of the Beyond. Copplestone. I love Copplestone stuff. That shit is great. Let's see. Let me see. Oh, you bought some Dustwalkers? Oh, that's cool, dude. Which walkers did you buy? Dude, yeah. So I'm not a big fan of the dust figures so much. Um, I think it was smart. I like the idea of them using 148 because it crosses both the modeling, hobby and then the wargaming hobby, and that's good because you get double exposure on the people buying your stuff. But I wasn't. Some of their stuff is good, but some of it's kind of silly. But their mechs by the dust mechs are by far the best out there in the biz. Those are fucking tastic. They look like they would be World War II mechs. They're really good. And he, before that, his AT-47 or AT-43 line, that has some pretty cool mechs in it too for you sci-fi guys. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I check out Dust Tactics. The dust prices have pretty much leveled out. They're outrageous. You're paying collector prices for a lot of shit. But some of the like the figure, like the troops, they're about $30 or so a box. So that's usually like 3 figures or 5 figures in my experience. I know that I believe, don't you? You might do some STLs for some Dusk-esque stuff too, or there's the Mex. I can't remember his name. He's pretty good too, and they're free. Who has the best troopers? Yes, that's it, nerd. Kai O Shinuku. Dude, his shit is fucking. I've talked to him a couple times. He's a great guy too, man. Yeah, his stuff is amazing. He does like fantasy stuff too, and some like ancients, like Asian ancients. Dude, they're fucking phenomenal. I mean, his design are fantastic. They're kind of cartoony a little bit, but it gives them a little it gives them character, right? It really gives them and I have a bunch of his minis. I have a bunch of his Weird War Japanese stuff. Man, they are fantastic. They are. I mean, there is no I got no problems with any of his stuff at all. The one thing that I think he might sell himself short is that a lot of times, I don't know if he's changed it, but like he used to mark his stuff as like 1/64 scale or something like that for 28 mil. I think that that kind of misscaling scared some people off, like because they don't know what the hell that scale is. And I think he might, I don't know, maybe that scientifically that's a certain scale or whatever. But know this, guys, his stuff is in 28, like 32, like historical or heroic 28 is what his scale is, okay? And his vehicles run they run about I think you can up them up to 156 and 148 too. So his stuff work. So if you guys are on the fence about buying any of his stuff, don't. It's phenomenal and it will fit all of your 28 millimeter shit. So don't be afraid to pull the trigger on him. Dude, if you don't want them, I'll take them. Yeah, it is a little bit brittler, but I've gotten I get my stuff, I get his stuff through Coveted Forge. They're like his like distributor or whatever print. They print on, like they have like a commercial printing thing with him. But we get a discount too, so that's good. But yeah, it's like that gray resin, and it's really thick, and it's really like, if you put some weight on it, they'll break, but they seem pretty thick, and like you said, it's like kind of a cartoon thicky, and it doesn't look foolish, it doesn't look silly, it's just a little kind of over proportionate and a little bit, it's not, it's wargaming realistic, not like realistic, but yeah, it's fantastic. I really dig it. I'm really impressed with his line. Now that I got a printer, I'm hoping to get a box fan here this weekend, and I'm gonna set up. I'm gonna put that box fan in my so right in front of you guys is a window, and my 3D printer is right behind my camera right here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put that box fan in the window, and then run the printer in front in front of the box fan, and keep some of the fumes out, because I don't have a garage or anything, and I don't have I don't have any really place to print that stuff. So yeah, let me know if I go red on your side, guys. If like because I've been having problems with it. We watched me and Mel watched we watched Meg 2, The Trench this weekend. And it was pretty bad. It was fun though. It's like one of those like sci-fi, original, kind of shows where it's just so ridiculously over the top and kind of silly. The kills are kind of cool. But yeah, it's it's something else. I would say the first one was better, but that's not saying a whole lot. But then we watched after that we watched what did we watch? The Boogeyman. That's pretty good. It's kind of like, that like, boogeyman kind of story. Monsters in the closet trying to kill the kids. I guess it was a short story from Stephen King or something like that. So it's got a little teeth to it. I tell you, man, King has no qualms about killing the young in his stories, dude. It's that taboo, that shock factor, I think, really. It's like there's nothing worse than like, a kid getting killed. And then it's scary for the kids, like watching, because man, when I was a kid, dude, it was rare that kids died on screen. I remember one of the first, like in horror movies at least, I remember the Blob remake, which is fucking fantastic. Fucking fantastic. One of the best remakes ever in like movie history. Yeah, a kid dies in that, and that was pretty gruesome how he gets killed. Like a kid, like a 10-year-old kid, not like, like a teenager, like a fucking young kid. Yeah. Yeah, I know, dude. That's great. Guts an entire shark with like a 3-inch blade. It is. It's just as bad, dude. He's doing the same kind of shit. Like, he's using like pieces of like he uses like oars or something to like spear him, and like holding it with his foot, keeping the oar from moving, and like it's just like, dude, the weight, how heavy is a fucking megalodon? Like a bazillion pounds, a bazillion tons. Yeah, you just like, it would just like crush you. or in fact, it probably crushed the dock that he was bracing it against. You know, it would just snap that fucking oar like a toothpick or whatever it was, a piece of wood or whatever it was. It's pretty silly. But the Boogeyman was fun. It was good. If you're into kind of like creature features, kind of ghost creature features, it's pretty good. I have to admit, it was reminiscent of one of my favorite like movies like that is Darkness Falls. Do you guys remember that? It was like the Tooth Fairy. It was the monster, but it was like she lived in the shadows and she would like take your teeth or whatever, like the Tooth Fairy. But if you saw her, she'd kill you. I thought that was a pretty cool movie. I enjoyed that movie a lot. That was kind of creepy. Thinking about like monsters in the shadows. You can't see them, but they're out there. And the only thing keeping them at bay is the light. That's pretty cool. I enjoy a good creature feature. I'm really burned out with these like ghosts, like the what is it, like the ghost ones, like, and like the possessed doll kind of shit, like Insidious and like what are some of those American Ghost Story or well, I don't know, whatever it was. I'm so sick of ghosts. Oh, Beast. Try to. I think I've seen. Is that the Beast? Is that the one where the mother and daughter have that car wreck, and it's out in the woods? If that's the one, that is a fantastic movie, dude. That's a great like low budget like character study horror movie because it's just good because it's like good acting and it's a great story. Oh no! It's the lion one. I haven't seen that one. I wanna see that. Now that you talk that, I know what you're talking about. Oh, it was garbage. Oh, that sucks. Oh, versus a lion. I thought that might be good, but yeah. Yeah. I don't know, dude. Hollywood sucks. Oh, versus a lion. I thought that might be good, but yeah. Yeah. I don't know, dude. Hollywood sucks. The movies they make are shit. I don't know why they're on strike. They ain't worth a shit. Maybe we should just start over. Have the AI. Maybe we should get AI a chance to see what it can do. God, because Jesus, it's just like, guys, if you followed the formula, you would have at least the status quo bullshit, blockbusters and whatnot, and you'd still be making your money. Stop pushing the agenda or, making fucking stories that no one gives a shit about. I don't know. And or just saturating a genre. It's like, my God, Star Wars might have rebounded from, the bad, reboot movies if they just didn't just beat it with a dead stick. I mean, it's just like, guys, it's just give it a second. Let's make some quality product. Let's not just do mass. People aren't going to watch. I mean, I remember some guy came up and he like to watch all of the Marvel stuff, right? That's out. Like all the TV shows and cartoons and the movies and whatever the fuck, right? You'd have to watch all that. It would take like half a year to watch all that shit. Like if you watched it constantly, like 8 hours a day or some shit like that. It was some outrageous amount of time. I'm just like, well, there you go. No one's going to watch your shit because it's like burnout, man. It's just like no one has that kind of time to just sit and constantly watch, 15 shows of the Marvel Universe or Star Wars or whatever. They just don't have the time. And if you just keep making more and more and more shit, they just give up on it. At least that's what I would do. I was just like, ugh, whatever. It's too much. And you just get burned out. You're just done with it. I want to see what was that movie? I'm trying to think if there's some new shit coming out. There's a weird war movie out right now. I guess it's on Netflix. It's like it's kind of like Soviets. There's like some vampires or witches or some maybe witches or something like that. They're fighting against a bunch of Soviets and there's zombies and all sorts of crazy shit. I haven't watched that yet. I need to find it. I don't have Netflix, but so hush hush. No one say anything. I got a buddy who owns his own server, right? And he just like puts everything on it. It's all bootleg bullshit, but it's just everything. But he's big into Bollywood, right? So there's like, fuck. I'm like, I can't handle Bollywood. I have to admit, some of that Bollywood, those action movies the Bollywood guys do is so fucking hilarious, man. And everything Bollywood is about fucking like singing. There's always like some singing numbers and dancing. It's so weird. But anyway, I like a lot of foreign films. I've been impressed. Regions have been putting out some epic, like some really good stuff, or like just the Scandinavian countries. Like Sisu was really good, and like Troll Hunter was badass. There was a TV show called Invasion where it was like the Russians invade Finland. No, they invade Norway. And it's basically about kind of like a Norwegian underground trying to fight off the Russians. I'm like, it's pretty topical now. But yeah, it's a really good movie. But yeah, I've been impressed with the Scandinavian entertainment. There was one too where it was like oh god, one of the guys who plays one of the Soprano gangster guys. Hey Justin, what's up, man? He goes like into like, I think he goes a witness protection or something. And he goes to Norway, right? And it's basically like this mafioso Italian, American guy going to Norway, and like him having to adjust into that life. Like he's got to go to like classes and shit, for like foreigners have to go to classes to learn, how to be, Norwegian, and there's all this crazy shit, and I think he's trying to open up like a club or a bar or something like that up there, and it's just him. It's pretty interesting. And it kind of gives you an insight on that kind of, in that life up there. There's a lot of like, because he's having to go to these immigration classes or whatever, there's a lot of other foreigners. So there's a lot of like, Middle Eastern people that are up there, and just some countries you don't even think about that, like, or people are going to Norway. It's a pretty funny. I can't remember what it's called though, like Lorne Hammer or something like that. It's pretty funny. Yeah, again, that shit, dude. Yeah, Sisu was great. Pretty funny. Yeah, again, that shit, dude. Yeah, Sisu was great, dude. I loved it. That's the kind of action movies we need more of, man. Just, we got a bad guy. We got bad guys. We got, they're clearly, recognizable, and they're brutal, and they're, they're worthy of killing. There's none of this like gray shit. And you just got a badass, kicking ass. And it's not just him, man. It's like the ladies are in there too. They're getting their revenge and they're kicking ass. And I enjoy that. I really enjoy like revenge flicks. Those are cool. But yeah, that was a really good one. And to be fair, I mean, it wasn't just about revenge. There was a selfish aspect to him too. But I did a Weird War Wednesday about Sisu, like right before it came out, and I guess Sisu is like a term that the Finns use as the national like motto. It just means like stalwart or tough or something like that. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, so the guy who did Sisu, he also directed that Rare Exports. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. It's kind of like a Christmas horror story. It's like Santa's like this evil Santa or Krampus or some shit. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen it. They, we're talking about Norwegian productions. They did like, I watched a pretty fun, like, what was it? Like a disaster one. It's called like the full flood, I think it was, where it's like, a big one of the big ice sheets fall into one of the fjords, and it causes like a huge like tsunami wave to hit, to hit the towns down in the ford or something. It was pretty interesting. I guess that's a real thing. They've got those damn huge glaciers and just hanging, and if they fall into those fjords, it's just like a channel that just channels the ripple of and it just wipe out all the shit in its path. All right, so I got all that done right there. So what I got in front of me, guys, is I got a Japanese pilot, a downed pilot. I've got 2 flamethrower Japs. I got 4 suicide like anti-tank Japs. Like they got a couple of them have demo charges, and the other ones have some like, they look like some sort of like heat grenades or something like that, kind of like sticky bombs. And I got 2 snipers, and then I've got 2 or 3 man gun crews. That's what I got in front of me. So I'm gonna try to get it done this week. Get that done. So Justin, did you get any painting done? Did you work on your hobby room? Your paint your desk? Because you were talking about you're gonna like paint the place or something, and then work on actual stuff. No. With your insomnia, is it like make you tired, like restless, like you can't focus? Because I would think like, if you have if you couldn't sleep, you just spend your time, doing like shit like that. But I know I've had a friend that had real bad insomnia where he couldn't sleep, and he was like, it was just like he was a zombie. He couldn't focus. He was just like, but he couldn't like actually rest. It was just, he was just kind of like lingering, like kind of just right there. He just couldn't get it to go. I wasn't sure what yours was like, because he couldn't do anything, man. All he could do is like watch TV. He couldn't like read. He couldn't concentrate on anything that might, need concentration. He was just like, ugh. Oh, okay. I'm kind of like that too, man. It's like I got like, if I have something to do, if I have multiple things to do, I might start one thing and kind of work on that to a point, and then start something else, and then, but it all eventually gets done. That's kind of what I do in my painting too. It's like all those that I painted up 16 riflemen this weekend, and the reason why is like, too, it's like all those that I painted up 16 riflemen this weekend, and the reason why is like those guys were half painted already. Like I'd gotten through several steps, and I just finished it up. It just got finished. So I guess you can always revisit those projects, and you're surprised. You're like, hey, I've been working on this. I forgot. It's almost done. So that's always a bonus when you realize that you don't have to do as much work because you already done some work on it. Oh, do they? The tiredness? Yeah, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, I know they have like medications for that shit, but after a while, those things don't work. I take what do I take? I take some like low dose kind of like sleep aid, and it knocks me the fuck out, dude. And I have to admit, actually, like what is that? Melatonin. A bottle of that once, and it didn't do anything to her. But man, I take a couple of those fuckers. That knocks me out too. So that's pretty cool. I was about to say, if I don't know if is weed legal up in Canada. I don't even know. I know that that relaxes folks and gets them tired out. Does me. Oh, you insomniac too, nerd? Oh, yeah. Oh, you had to cycle your meds every 90 days. Damn, 3 days, bro. Damn, that sucks, dude. I couldn't imagine if I was awake for 3 fucking days. Holy shit. What keeps you from just like eating? I'd be worried. I just like snack because I got nothing else to do or some shit. I'm not a snacker, guys. I'm a fat fucker, right? But I don't know why. I guess it's my metabolism, but and then also I'm pretty stagnant. Like, but I don't snack. I don't eat a shitload. It's just I'm like, but yeah, it's just like, man, if you couldn't sleep and you had just all that extra time, I mean, I could see folks kind of like snacking and like, maybe having a drink or, just something to like, spend, to pass the time kind of thing. See, that get you in trouble. Or you could work out a lot. Fuck, I don't know. I didn't know that stuff sat on your liver. I have to ask my doc about. I Hey Mel, what sleeping aids do we take? Do you remember the pills that we take to sleep? No, she's not listening. But yeah, that's rough, man. To not be able to get a restful sleep. Damn, I feel for you guys, man. I'm sorry that's happened to you guys. That's a that's a rough thing. Like the buddy I was talking about, he would be up for a day or so, maybe 2 days at the most, but not three. My God, that's rough, bro. I'm a napper. Like, I'm sleepy. I'll go sleep for 30 minutes or an hour and then wake up. I'm good. Have you guys ever like been up so long you're like hallucinating or anything? Because my friend was telling me once he was up for like 3 days, which is rare for him, but he said he was like seeing shit. That's crazy. See Freddy Krueger. No, but I'm not making fun of it, guys. I'm just, but yeah, that sucks. But yeah, if you could focus, shit, man, that'd be make the best of the situation. Get those projects done and do some painting, maybe play some games or whatever. The thing that fatigues me, like brain wise, that gets me sleepy is reading. I used to read a lot. I used to be a huge reader. But now, man, if I start reading 20 minutes in, I'm like, I'm like fucking out. I am out. It's crazy. Oh, patterns and shit. Black spots and snap sound. Huh, that's interesting. That sucks, man. Sorry, guys. I used to have like really vivid dreams when I was younger. Like really, like I mean, I wouldn't call them night terrors because they weren't always like bad dreams, but just dreams in general. Like I would wake up and I would think I was, what I dreamt was real, and it would confuse me and stuff. But nowadays, I don't dream at all now. I used to have real bad dreams, but now I don't dream at all. I don't know if that means anything or means I'm a crazy fucker. I got no dreams. I'm dreamless. Are they upsetting kind of hallucinations? Like they're unsettling, or are they just like that was weird? Or because I know sometimes they can be really really vivid and like real, and they can like be really upsetting and kind of cause other issues. I dated a girl. I actually dated a girl that was schizophrenic, and she was really like a responsible schizophrenic. Like when she started to feel like she was slipping, she would she would commit herself and get some help because she would just. But yeah, she was like explaining to me like what she saw. Like it was like vividly. She would like describe this thing like in the room with us, and I felt so bad for her. I mean, it didn't scare me off or anything. I mean, she wasn't like didn't scare me, but I felt for her because it was just like there's nothing I could do. And but yeah, it really freaked her the fuck out because like there were things after her, like monsters or whatever, and she would like describe them, and they're fucking terrifying, dude. And as she's describing it, it's like in the room with us, like stalking her, looking at her, smile, laughing at her, or whatever. Just weird shit. It was like really freaky. Okay, so it's like been living on the leaf. Shit, I wish. So it's just kind of like a feeling, like almost like a pressure. That's what I feel like. If someone's in the room, I kind of feel like a pressure. It's not so much like, yeah, I guess that's the best like way I could describe it. It feels like a pressure. Yeah. So I guess the big thing right now in like the video released a new like their grade A whatever open world space fantasy or whatever, and I guess it's like it like asks you for like your gender or some shit like that, and everybody's losing their mind and shit. It's pretty funny. I mean, it's like, so my opinion on that, it's like I could really give a shit. I mean, I think it's stupid to do that, but whatever. I mean, I probably wouldn't have bought that game anyway. I don't really buy video games anymore. Um, but yeah, that's kind of stupid. Just like, but I guess it's a game where you like set your character up or some shit, and you can make them him or her, them or they, it or what or whatever bullshit. Just but this one guy, there's this guy on YouTube called Heel versus Babyface. He's pretty funny. He's like a fucking just ranter. Um, he said something like kind of interesting. He was saying like, we don't want your California politics and everything you fucking do. And I'm like, that's probably real. That's probably realistic. That's the way they live, and they assume that the rest of the world is like that, and they just. But again, who the fuck knows? I'm a pretty mellow dude. I don't care much about any of that shit. I mean, I do not like being like your politics forced into, on me through, secret ways or whatever. But I can usually see them anyway, and not be affected by it anyway. So I don't know, just weird shit. Yeah, the reason. Yeah, I agree with it. That's Justin. That's a great phrase. It's like you don't have a problem with people wanting to identify and all that shit, but it's how and why. That's right. Because I guarantee most people that feel that they are something other than what they may be biologically or whatever, they just want to live their life, right? They're not like, identify me, speak to me as this thing, and I demand it. It's that kind of bullshit, and it's just like, forcing anybody to do anything, be it, they're going to push back, man. They're just going to push back. It's not about for it. Now, if people want to come to it and like, you know, that's one thing. But like to get pissed off if someone call, if you look like a woman and you call them a woman, but you're a zagzog or whatever the fuck they don't fucking know. Just chill the fuck out. It's like maybe for people that need that, they need to wear like a placard around their neck and say, so people can read it before they interact with them. Just stupid shit. Oh yeah, so it's just like a little like just like you're you got blonde hair, and then you move on. Okay, I thought it like altered the entire game where like everybody like starts speaking in like whatever political tongue that you know they have to, or whatever is appropriate, or whatever the fuck. It's just whatever. It's like I don't prescribe to any kind of social like mores like that. It's like if I was in like England and like the Queen came into the room, I wouldn't bow. I'm not a fucking subject. I just would like, what's up? I just like, I'm not gonna do that if I don't want to. I guess I would say Your Honor, when they're about to crush my nuts and send me to prison forever. Maybe something like that. But if I'm in a courtroom or something. But yeah, I'm not big into labels at all for anything, to be honest with you. The only label I prescribe to is Brian. That's it. I like being a Texan, just from the area that I grew up in and I live in. But other than that, whatever. I'm Brian. That's pretty unique. Yeah, it's just insane. It's just, again, it's like the minority speaking for the majority. Hollywood has everyone's ear because they have the platform. Politicians have the people's ear because they have the platform. But I think most people in the world are just really simple. I mean, not simple like stupid, but like they're just living their lives, and they're just doing their things, and for the most part they live in peace with everybody around them. um, but it's these fucking fringe, these minority, and I don't mean minority as in like racial minority. I mean just the amount of people. These minorities, just the loud minority speaking for everybody, demanding everybody conform to their whatever they need to get their whatever. I'm just like, fuck that. I'll just be myself. You just do your own thing. We can agree to disagree. You can live the way you want, but the minute your life and your values infringe on mine, then that's where we got a problem. That's where we have a problem. When you force your will upon me. I'm not a big force guy. I mean, there are situations where force is needed. Like if someone's like harming people or killing people, they need to be forcibly, taken out or forcibly, removed from in a way that they can no longer harm the people around them. And that goes for like political like apparatus too. Like if a government is oppressive and harmful for the people, I believe that the people have every fucking right to rise up and overthrow that government and try to instill something that is not harmful or destructive for the people. So Ghostbusters. Yeah, that's funny. It's like when Queen or King Chucklenut got his and look, I'm not trying to just besmirch the pride of the subject of the crown. It's just not my thing. I'm American. I don't prescribe to royalty. And even if I was a subject, I would not like hold them into that kind of level of respect because it's a hereditary thing. Now, don't get me wrong, Queen Elizabeth seemed like a pretty cool chick, right? She seemed, she did well for the Commonwealth, and she seemed like she was a positive, aspect in her reign. But again, she's in power only because it's not from people wanting her to be there. It's not because of her endeavors to get her that level. She was born into it. I'm not really into that nepotism shit. But she I guess she turned out to be a pretty good queen. From me being like looking from the outside, I don't know any of the particulars of her day to day or because I'm not privy to that kind of information. Well, that's the thing, nerd. It's like peace and freedom, right? Is not easy. It's not easy. For you to be free, there's a lot of responsibility to be free. That means you have to do things on your own. You have to figure out what the fuck's going on. You got to, make the decisions on your own. No one's doing it for you. It's not just happening for you. You got to make it happen. Right. And peace is the same way. It's easier to lash out in violence and rage and whatever than it is to just like retract and move on. Or look, I'm a victim of that, dude. There was a time in my life where anything could set me off pretty quick. I mean, I wasn't a violent guy per se, but I mean, my whole individuality and like self reliance kind of thing. If someone tried to force their will upon me, they got some violent feedback. And but as I grew older, I just realized that you got to temper that with sometimes it's warranted, but a lot of times it's not. Be the better person and move along, or get yourself, because man, I was in some really dangerous situations, and I really put myself needlessly in situations that could have killed me. I've been in a fight with a bandito biker gang. The booze fighters and the jokers want me, just because I stood up to them, and if I was a cooler mind and whatever at that time, I could have just easily just walked away and just it would have never been a fucking issue. But that's true. That's true. We all end up in the ground, right? But hell, I don't know, dude. I think there's just a better way. But it's not easy, man. You know, I think there's just a better way. But it's not easy, man. you know, a lot of people enjoy that kind of like being told what to do because they don't have to think. It's easier to be told what to do. It's easier to be given what you get instead of earning it or making it your own. It's easier just to accept something than work hard for it or fight for it or whatever. So I mean, and that those certain kinds of governments, you know, those people just it's always been like that. They just follow the rules and just stay under the radar, and they just I guess they survive. I don't know if they thrive per se, but they survive. But in some places in the world, survival is just it's enough. I hate saying that, but like in certain countries and communities and areas in this world, that's the best that you could hope for in a lot of cases. So I don't know, it's tough. HD man, what's up? It's true. I've been one to go against the grain most of my life. Live alternative lifestyle. I think a little bit different. I don't prescribe to a lot of the uh, the ideas or ideals and wants of the of the majority. So it's like it's not easy to go against the grain because there's always some sort of resistance or pushback. And if you're not strong in character and strong in willpower or whatever it is, you can easily fall to it. Being told what to do, how to live. And again, it's not easy being free. It's not easy being peaceful. And I really respect those that throughout history who have really stood up to. I mean, I say that, but their abilities to do that have often, caused them, death or worse. But I guess they lived the life that they chose, and they died the way, they died, in believing in that ideal and fighting for it ultimately. So I don't know. Yeah, it's true. It's like it's funny because like I'll have people talk to me. They'll talk about, hey man, I want to move to Texas. You guys are all blah 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 blah. And I guess at one time there was a generality that Texans were of stern stuff and self reliant and you know self determination and all that shit. Right? It's not like that, dude. It's just like any other fucking place, man. It's like the big cities are the big city like Austin and Houston, determination and all that shit, right? It's not like that, dude. It's just like any other fucking place, man. It's like the big cities are the big city like Austin and Houston and San Antonio and Dallas. They're just like all the other big cities. They got all the same fucking problems. Crime is crazy. People are fucking on top of each other. There's there's greed and hate and all that bullshit. It's no different. And when you get out in the country, I mean, you'll have the people that are, you'll have the farmers, but that self-reliance turns in, like you said, the ideal is it's now associated with like loons, with 5 million guns, and they're shooting anybody who drives up to their property or whatever, and that does happen. But I don't know. It's but now it's like we need to conform. We need to be part of the society. And listen, there's a degree of that. We all have to live together, right? So we can't just. I mean, I wouldn't mind the Old West, but again, freedom, the Old West being freedom, you got to be able to fucking stand up for your freedom. I mean, you got to fight back. You got to defend yourself. You can't rely on other people. And the system and our governments just aren't set up like that anymore. They don't want you to defend yourself. That's why, guns are, vilified nowadays. It's not a tool. It's not a tool like it used to be. It's a tool to defend yourself, or it's a tool, whatever. Now it's an evil thing. And if you're into it, you're one of them. And, you're part of the problem. Why don't we just get rid of it all? And this kind of crimes would never, they'll all just stop. And listen, guys, I'm not naive. That subject is, it's right. It's got its problems, man. Do we all need machine guns? No. Do we need grenades? No. Do we need anti-tank rockets and shit? No. But I mean, who am I to say you don't? I mean, if you got because I have friends that are class 3 dealers, right? Arms dealers, and they can sell machine guns and explosive things and blah, 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 blah. I mean, they've had guns their entire life, man. I mean, like heavy duty firearms, like weaponry, like military grade. They sell it to they sell their products to law enforcement, the military, and to, collectors or whatever. But you know what? None of them have blown anybody away. They've never lit up a fucking apartment block or, try to take a bank or anything like that. It's just they've never done that. I thoroughly believe that we need to hold the person responsible, not the tool. Now, again, guns can cause a lot of fucking damage really goddamn quick. And is it outrageous to have like a little, like, maybe do a background check on somebody? No, it's not. I can make concessions like that. But I mean, it has to be a little concession. It can't be like this massive ordeal where only the rich can get it, that kind of shit. It's like, oh, you can still get guns. Oh, but you can't afford it. Well, that's not our problem. Fuck that. I think the poor need to have access to that shit too. They have the right to defend themselves as well. And then even if you have a criminal background, and like if you have a criminal record because in college you got naked and you ran across the fucking quad, with your dick flapping around, I mean, I don't think that should deny you, the ability to vote or, to buy a firearm or anything in the future. That's just stupid, just ridiculous. We should have justice, not fucking, law. There needs to be like, it needs to be some sort of, I don't know. But, I say that, it needs to be, but, the problem with, if we don't have black and white laws, they're going to be abused. I mean, they're already abused. But like, if it's at like, we have like those laws, it's the officer's discretion to do whatever. That's bullshit. That just leads to corruption. So if you're going to have a law, it needs to apply to everybody equally at all fucking times, or don't have it, or just don't have that law. If there's concessions and it only works, the way it does, depending on how they feel at the time, that's not appropriate, administering of, justice. And, cops need to be peacemakers. We don't necessarily need fucking tax collectors. And I'm not trying to dog on the cops. I'm not a big fan of the cops, but we need them. We need police to respond to, issues and stuff. But I mean, I think their job title is different than what it should be. Anyway. Ooh, we got into some politics there. Woo. Craziness. Yeah, I'm talking. I'm a man of peace. I'm painting that fucking army man and shit. Hypocrite. Yeah, the only warring I like to do is on the tabletop or on the computer screen. So interesting, something came out, a little Weird War thing came out. I'm not sure if you guys know about. It's not Weird World War II, but it's so Modiphius came out with a new role playing, like background. It's like Cthulhu, like it's like Cartoon Cthulhu, but it's like Cthulhu like during the Roman Empire. I can't remember what it's called. Something cohorts or some shit. I don't know. It's a weird name, but it looks pretty cool. I mean, that'd be cool for like you historical players, like you ancients players. You pull out your legionnaires or pull out your Celts or whatever and your Gauls and shit and have them fighting up against some Cthulhu critters. Not that you need that book to do that, but it might be an interesting read or something if you have some extra cash. Pick it up, see if it gives you some cool ideas, some cool story arcs or whatever. I really just like a lot of these weird war projects and game systems and stuff. I like to try them out just to see what they're like, because I like the genre. But for the most part, I buy the weird war stuff as a collecting. Like I like to collect the weird World War II stuff. So like I'll get the like weird World War II movies, and I'll get the books and the comic. I don't do books so much anymore because but I'll get like weird World War II comics. If there's a game, I get it on the cheap, like a video game or something. I buy that like Wolfenstein. Those are cool. Those are fun. Weird World War II games. Like the Indiana Jones games. I like the old like LucasArts Indiana Jones games. Those are a lot of fun. Like the 16-bit stuff. Those are cool. I did some game walkthroughs for those on the channel. Those are fun. But that's why I like to play a lot of different stuff, is because I just like to check out the rules. Like I don't have the money to buy a rule system just to read it, just to check it out. So I just try to play the games. Do you guys have like do you guys collect anything? Nerd, Justin, HS, do you guys collect anything? Like like a comic or like a movie, like a TV series or a movie series or anything? You collect like baseball cards or comics or whatever. I used to be a big comic book collector when I was younger, and I sold it. I sold them about 10, 15 years ago, 10 years ago or so. Had a huge collection. I used to have an arcade. I used to have like several pinball machines and a bunch of arcade games in my basement. That's another rare thing in Texas, are basements. It's like unheard of. That's why we moved there. It's like, dude, I got a 1,500 square foot basement. Whoa, what the fuck? We had like a laundry room down there. I had my game room. We had the arcade and a theater down there. It was fucking fantastic, man. That was my dream home, but things change. Things turn to shit. You just got to be nimble and just roll with the punches. But yeah, that was a blast. That was for 5 years, man. I was living the dream. Oh yeah. So yeah, you guys shit, I don't even know how you would. I don't know why you can't put links up here. So you guys swing over by Justin Thor LP. What does LP stand for? Go swing by his channel. Just click on his name or whatever. He's got some t-shirts he's created. Him and his twisted political views or whatever. I can't remember what it was, to be honest with you. It was about Pathfinder. That's right. Pathfinder toilet paper. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. Do you not like Pathfinder the game, or is it the politics of the company? Because Paizo is weird. There's some weirdos in there. Some weirdos. Yeah, I remember when they were like they were rebooting Pathfinder for the second edition. They had kind of like the play test. It's so strange how here buy this new rule book, and it's not the rule book for the new system. It's just kind of an interim. And but yeah, buy it anyway for 30-40 bucks, and you'll love it. It's just like what the fuck? No, I'm not gonna buy your game rule book if it's not the rule book for the game. It's just like what the hell? Some weird like gimmick or something to get you to buy another rule book. Yeah, I'm kind of like that now. I don't, other than Weird World War II. I used to collect autographs. I used to send like letters to like directors and like writers and actors and actresses that I dug. I never paid for a fucking autograph. I'm not gonna pay for a fucking autograph. I think that's ridiculous. They go to all these comic cons and these fucking drones are like throwing down like a lot of money for an autograph. I'm like, dude, these guys should be like paying you. You know, it's like, dude, you're the ones that made them famous. You know what I mean? If people didn't like you, they wouldn't have jobs, man. They should be thankful. They should be doing it for free. Now, I mean, that's why you're paying those outrageous ticket prices. You're paying for them anyway with the tickets. But like when I don't fucking know. It's crazy. But like my cult of personality reaches out to about, hey, it's like, hey, can I have an autograph? That's it. It's not like, oh my god, I love you. Like I like I like your movie, like John Carpenter. I got his autograph, and I was like, man, you fucking rock. I like your movie. It's pretty sweet. He's like, thanks, dude. And that was it, just. But I'm not like some crazy frothing sycophant. But if it was like Tracy Lords or Christy Canyon or Ashton Greer or Madison or something like that, I might be drooling a little bit. But yeah, I think that people's never was really big hero worshiper. Never was a big sycophant. I mean, I would give, I would enjoy people's, whatever. And I'd tell them, I wouldn't be afraid to say, hey, man, that's good. But then that was the extent of it. Yeah. So drop a. I think you have one. Man, I don't have any fucking money. I can't buy one. I'll wear one if you have a fat bastard size. I can wear a 3X, but I wear a 4X because I like my shit loose. But a 3X would work too. It's funny. I'll go to a comic shop, right, or a Comic Con or whatever, and the first thing there'll be all these T-shirt vendors and shit, right? I'm like, all right, and I go up there and I'm like, okay, before I even ask, do you have any fat bastard collector sizes? Because all I see here are fucking smalls and medium, and dude, no comic book fucking comic collector is a small or a medium unless they're like 10. There's some shit. And I'm like, so funny. You go into the the comic shops and they have like shirts and shit or whatever, and they're all like kid sizes. I'm like, or girl like baby doll tees or whatever the fuck. I'm like, dude, whatever. And we need collector sizes, like actual collector sizes in these fucking things. Good times. Yeah, I mean, oh, you got that one's pretty good. I would get that one. I don't buy things from people I hate or the people that hate you. Yeah, it's true. It's fucking true. Oh, so they don't get paid. See, so they need to like reorganize that. Then, like, they should like they should pay the celeb to come, and then like that would be worked into the. So what the fuck are the what are the ticket prices for? What, the venue? Dude, you know those motherfuckers bank. Those convention organizers, man. You know, those are some greedy fucks, man. Because it's like, oh, you know, a 1 day price is this much, and then the 3 day price is this much, and then like the 10 day price is this, and then if you want early access, you get to get in the door 15 minutes earlier, and then there's like the early bird pass that lets you get in 20 minutes earlier, and then you get a ticket that lets you, you know, kiss the hand of the celebrity of your choice. Or I'm just like, you guys go fuck yourself. Just not doing that crap. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's redonkulous. When I was so in the 80s, when I would go to a Comic Con, right? It wasn't cosplayers, it wasn't fucking, you know, wrestlers, it wasn't fucking politicians, it wasn't any of that shit. It was just comic book people. It was like, you know, editors and writers and artists and, you know, inkers and, you know, publishers even. You'd have, you know, you might have a couple people dress up, but it wasn't like that's all they did was dress up. It was just like, you know, they're hired kind of by like the company or whatever, and it was an amateur thing, hired. But most of it was just like hundreds of fucking long boxes of comics. You'd have your bootleg guy that would do all the bootleg like movies and anime that, you know, you couldn't get. You'd have a couple t-shirt guys. He's making bootleg, you know, t-shirts of whatever. But it was like when you went to these cons and like the creators were there, the only limitations I ever saw, you never paid for their autographs. The only limitations is that they would put a limitation on how many books they would sign at one sitting. So like if you brought like a long box of like 150 fucking comics for like Jack Kirby to sign, right? He would probably put a limit of like 10 books per person. And then you can get into the back of the line and come back again or some shit like that, right? But and that's reasonable. I mean, you know, because, you know, there's other people, you know, waiting. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I never in real life, but I met this is pre like, you know, geek chic stuff where it's everything's mass fucking produced and mass. Everybody loves it now. Back in the 80s, when only the nerds and geeks were into this shit and they were ridiculed for it. But I met Jim Lee, Frank Miller. I met Joe Kubert, Bob Kinger, Russ Heath, Steve Rude, Dave Stevens, Jim Steranko, Ray Harryhausen. Damn, he was awesome. I actually had lunch with him. He was I was actually eating lunch in the like hotels, like little like bar area or whatever. My mom had made me like a lunch, and I was eating there. And he sat to the table next to me and just started talking to him. And he said, "Come sit over, dude." And we just bullshitted. And he was telling me about some of the cool shit he did growing up in the industry and shit. Just a great guy. He is missed. But so venue insurance, some staff, and they do cover airfare. Oh, so okay. So there's some sort of like get you here. Oh yeah, dude. So like it's like I want to say I even read somewhere once where they would only sign things that they sold you. So like if it was an autograph on a picture, right? It would have to be a picture that you purchased from them. That's all they would sign. Like if I walked up there and like, I don't know, Jason Momoa is doing autographs. I mean, I like Jason Momoa as an action star or whatever, but I wouldn't get his autograph. But like all the girls I know would love that. But anyway, so I'm in line and he says, "Hey man, I'm like, hey, can you sign this for my girl? And he's like, oh, I only, you have to buy one of these. I'm like, yeah, go fuck yourself. I walk off. I wouldn't give you shit. I wouldn't do that. It's just so stupid. Just dumb. Like, and it's not cheap. It's like what, $20 or $30 for like the autograph, and then it's like another whatever for the fucking picture that they want you to buy from them, and then it's just like, and then they're like, and then they justify it with like, well, we gotta. I'm like, I agree. I mean, if that's what you need to do, that's fine. But I'm not prescribing to it. So see ya, and I'll just walk off. I mean, it's no loss to them, and it's no loss to me. I'll just, I don't do it anymore. I don't stand in line for those guys anymore because that's what they want. They'd expect, and it's just like, it's just, it's all about fucking money, man. And I'm not naive, that's what makes the world go round. But dude, come on. It's just like on YouTube, everybody's asking for fucking money. Oh, join my Patreon. I mean, again, if you're selling something, that's different. But if you're just like talking the hobby and like, showing people your painting or whatever, I mean, come on, it's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. But again, that's just my opinion, and I don't give them money. I might like their movie. If I like their videos or whatever, I'll give them a thumbs up. I might tell people about them, but I'm not gonna give you fucking money. First of all, I don't have any. Second of all, I wouldn't do it anyway. But yeah, so like, I guess the guy that so I grew up in Arlington, Texas, right? That's my hometown. And they had a big Comic Con in that area. And David Prowse, not David Prowse, shit. Who's the guy who played Chewbacca? The actual actor. He lived in Arlington, so he was always at those conventions, like always, because he just lived there. He lived in the area, so he just drove down there and did whatever. So. Peter Mayhew or something. I don't fucking remember his name. Anyway, but that guy, he was at all the cons. And, I guess that's cool, Chewbacca, but you don't see his face, and you don't see his face, and that would suck. You're like you're an iconic character, right? But no one knows your face. They just know you're in a big suit. That would suck. It's like the guy who played Predator. He also played Alien, and he played some other stuff, and he's fucking iconic, dude. He played like some of sci-fi's like greatest monsters, but no one will ever know his name. No one really knows his face because he was in a fucking mask the whole time. That would kind of suck. That would kind of suck. All right, so they got that done. I'm getting some shit done, guys. You guys painting? Paint. Do. Yes, I mean, and that's true. I mean, that's true. I mean, I could, like, again, if you have a Patreon, do a quick whatever. But yeah, it's just like commercials and like do this and do this. I remember. So this was a while ago, but I remember there was some girl, right? It's always a fucking girl. She like, I don't know, she was like a video game girl or something, right? And she was like, she made this video like she was pissed off or some shit. And she was like saying like, if you're watching my videos and not paying me, you're stealing from me or some shit like that. I'm like, oh God, dude, you are going to end badly, woman. And that could be a dude too. I mean, it's not necessarily the gender. It's just that fucking personality. I'm just like, yeah, dude, you're done. You are done. And I hadn't heard anything else from her. Again, I don't follow that shit. That just kind of popped up because she did, she made some stupid ass fucking video being a little brat. If you act like a brat, you get treated like a brat. But yeah, I always find it funny when like you have these entitled like individuals who, like feel that they're owed. Like just it's just comical. It's like, where did you grow up? Who taught you this? Have you made it this far in life? God, it's just like you are not going to end well. But again, everybody's different. Everybody got their own fucking weird shit. But like you have badasses like fucking nerd there doing all that shit for free, man. I'm telling you, bro. I'm really appreciative of that. I'm like, I just want you to know that, dude. I do not have a problem saying thank you to those who deserve it, and I'm sorry when I'm wrong, and I'm very appreciative of you of doing all that because I plan on printing the fuck out of all that stuff when I get that thing up and running. And I'll keep plugging you, brother. I will keep plugging it. And yeah, man, Justin, send me a t-shirt, bro. I'll plug it. Oh, you can be I'll let you be one of my sponsors. All I ask is some free product and a special discount to my viewers, and there you go. I'll plaster you all over the sites. Oh, cool. Well, I appreciate it, man. Well, it's funny. It's like if someone wanted to give me, I'm pretty fucking appreciative. Like when all those guys sent me all that stuff, I was crying. I mean, I was kind of crying, man. I was kind of choking back some tears, man. You know, I, I've had a pretty interesting life, and I haven't had a whole lot, but I've never asked for a whole lot. But when those kind people do kind things, I'm appreciative. And if someone wanted to pay people do kind things, I'm appreciative. And if someone wanted to pay me something for whatever, if that's what they want to do, I would be appreciative. I'd thank them for it. I wouldn't be expected, and I would tell them thank you. And it's not just I want to thank Steve, Bob, Chuck, Adam, Alan, Rebecca. Going through a list, I will actually address you as an individual and appreciate what you've done for me, not as just like, oh, thanks to all my supporters. That's not appreciative. That's just being that's ticking a box, in my opinion. Like nerd, dude. We're like friends, man. I consider you my friend. And we totally just met through the world of gaming, and like the just I reached out and I said something to you. I mean, it doesn't take much to just be friends with somebody. Just talk to somebody. You'd be surprised how receptive people are to just kindness and just acknowledgement for their hard work and their endeavors. And and next thing I got a buddy. You got a buddy, and we're bullshitting online. That's cool. It doesn't take much, people. You don't need money. You don't need. If anything, it just takes a little time, a little effort. People talk about how lonely they are. Don't get me wrong. There's some people with like, they got some mental issues and some society, it's like social issues, and those are legitimate, man. Again, just because I don't have and I'm not affected of it doesn't mean it doesn't exist and it doesn't affect people's lives. I don't live like that. Everything's relative, and if you have some sort of hang up, then you do. That's just the reality of it. But just don't be afraid to reach out. We're out here, and it doesn't take much to be friends. Like Justin, I consider you a friend, dude. When we met, just bullshitting on Shadow's show, dude. Shadow's right, dude. He wants to get people together, and he is. He's doing it. He's succeeding in his job mission. He's doing good. And I think just dude, we're just sitting here. It's like buddies sitting in their living room, drinking some beers, just bullshitting about women and politics and stupid shit they saw and like the cool toys that they like and shit. It allows us to access to so many new people and in so many different places that we normally wouldn't. That's cool. That's cool, man. Thanks, nerd. Yeah, I mean, I hear you, man. I was just joking with you, dude. Yeah. If I had some money, dude, I'd hook you up, dude. I'd buy a shirt from you. I'd probably buy that one. I don't buy things for people who hate me. I'd probably do that one. That's funny. I really want to do some Weird War merch, man. I want to make like some T-shirts. Like, I made like I did this one just for. I mean, it's all, but it's like it's my skeleton guy. And on the back it says "Keep it weird." I'd love to sell some of these for people, and like I want to get some like I have some artwork. It's all bootleg shit. I'm not like uh, uh, Kutzler. He does some cool pulp stuff, and there's like my favorite pulp, like my favorite piece of artwork I want to put on there, and it's like this resistance guy hiding behind a corner, and in the background is like there's like a brothel and there's all these Nazis and like women running around, but it's saying like he's sneaking up and ready to do whatever he's going to do to the bad guys. So I want to put that on a shirt and to keep it weird, or do something cool, and then like get like various pictures and stuff. I'm not put credit, put like his name on there or something, but it's not going to be selling millions of them. And I definitely would get some bumper stickers that say "Keep it weird," or like remember like in the States we had that ad it said "Got milk," right? That's all I say, "Got milk" with a question mark. I want to say "Got weird," something like that. That'd be cool. Bumper stickers, and hell, I might just go to gaming con. So like I used to roadie for a bunch of bands, right, when in college, and they used to get stickers, right? Like usually vinyl sticker. Like they put some money into it, but we would go to the area, like where the club is, or the bar or whatever, and we would just put fucking bumper stickers of their band on fucking everything. Like we put it on the Taco Bell, like pole, like where the microphones. I mean, we wouldn't do something to destroy the property or anything, but we put it like on the wall or whatever. I mean, they could take it off; it's no big deal. But then we put it on like telephone poles and like traffic light poles, and we put it on like we go into the club's bathroom and put a couple on the fucking mirror and on the wall. We just plaster that town with fucking bumper stickers and stickers. It's great. Good times. Good times. T Public. Yeah, I don't, so let me just throw this at you. So like you send them a design, and then it's like kind of like print on demand kind of thing, and then they get like a percentage of the sale, and you get a percentage or something. I think that's how, because I've looked into it. I just haven't done it. I know a lot of the guys some of the guys that I follow, they have like their own like coffee mugs. That's kind of their thing. And I think that's what they told me what happens. They like, the coffee mug is just some fucking, cheap ass coffee mug from wherever. But and then they, if someone wants it, they say, "Hey, I want, a Weird War coffee mug," and then they'll just put whatever you say to put on there, and then they charge and then you get like a little piece of money for it, if anything. I don't even know. I mean, I don't know how that works, but I think that's how it works. Is that how T Public works? Because if there was no like initial startup cost on my end, like if they only, because if there was no like initial startup cost on my end, like if they only, they only, the only money is involved is when something's actually sold. I might just do that. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. I looked in. So this summer, I looked into actually getting bumper stickers. Right, man, that was just expensive. Fucking like vinyl bumper stickers. Damn, those things are fucking outrageously expensive, dude. I'm just like, woo. I was just gonna give them out to like some people, like all the Weird War weirdos out there that communicate with me on a regular basis. I was just gonna send you guys some like a bumper sticker, just for thanks or something. But man, I was like, nope, can't do that. Way expensive, way too expensive. And then also, it's so weird. It's like all the printing places in this town. I mean, I live in Temple, Texas, which I mean, it's not. It's a pretty decent sized little city, but all the printer people are saying like, yeah, we can't do anything for another 6 months. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you're like the third printer I've called in this town that says they can't do anything. What the hell's going on? It's like, oh, it's the schools. It's like the high schools and the junior highs and the fucking elementary schools. You know, they have all their jerseys and all the whatevers and whatnots. I'm like, we got to do all their shit first because that's where we make all our money. I'm like, oh, okay, so why don't you just not advertise as a fucking printer? Just work for the fucking city. Because I mean, no one else can get in there and get anything done. But you know, you do what you do. I looked into I was gonna make decals, like, you know, at home, like print up like ironable decals on like shirts. And I got some of the paper and all that shit to do it. And we printed one up, and they ain't worth a shit. Ain't worth a shit. I mean, they're on there, but they don't they're not like a sturdy, like, it's like, remember like in the 70s, remember those t-shirt shops? You'd walk in, and on the walls of the store, there'd be like hundreds of t-shirts with all the like different kind of like sayings and logos and whatever, like the memes of the day. That's how you had memes. It was on the t-shirts. Yeah, it was like that kind of like label. It, like, you know, it would last like a couple washes before it started to flake off and, you know, all that shit. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna fuck with that. I want to give out a good product if I can. Yeah, that was like when I was running my miniatures company. I had one of the greens that I had made, one of the German zombies I had. It was like, it was just designed poorly, like by the feet, so like the tab would break, like almost just getting it out of the mold, right? And dude, I didn't have money to like recat or, you know, remold and all that shit. So what I did is I was forthright and upfront. I said, look, guys, there's a default in this mini, and you know, it's, you know, you could still use it. You just have to glue it in a different way, or you have to repair it. But so what I did is I just discounted that set, but I was forthright and told people about it. You know, it was like, it was still a pretty good seller too. I mean, if you're just honest with people, most people will just, oh, that's cool. If you fuck up, just you know, own up to it, you know, and be sincere. I mean, have it like an honest fuck up, not like some malfeasant bullshit. But you know, most people will be forgiving if you know, if it's done in like, you know, truth. Oh, your mall still has one of those t-shirt places? Oh, that's awesome, dude. When I was a kid, there was a big one just down the street. We used to ride our bikes up there, and like every week there'd be like, they had like a section of the store that was like new designs, the new designs of the week, or like the, you know, designs of the week or some shit like that. And it was awesome. I remember getting Star Wars tees made there, Empire, you know, Return of the Jedi, Last Starfighter. I remember having a Last Starfighter tee that was made there. And the comic book characters, because like back in the day, dude, they weren't making that shit en masse. The only comic book shirts that you would get were bootleg, because none of the comic book companies were actually making print. You know, if they did, it was like very limited runs, and they were sold to like the comic shops. So like, it was nothing like it was now. But yeah, those t-shirt places were a lot of fun, dude. So that artwork, I don't know where that came from. Um, I kind of took it over as the Weird World War II logo. I tried to find the designer of it, But I mean, all it is just a skeleton put on to a historical like World War II picture. It's not an actual artwork. It's just like a photo mod. So but yeah, like I totally give credit to whoever actually did it. I don't know who did it though. I've seen it reproduced in a lot of different media, like different, artists doing different kind of takes on it. I've even seen some of the miniature companies like doing their version of it. So it's kind of like it's almost like one of those like no one knows where it came from, but it's like it's kind of iconic. Don't be stealing it now. Come on now. I'm the weird war weirdo. You stick to your your wheelhouse. I'm actually getting some of this shit done. I really do. I really do enjoy just hanging out with you guys. It's a lot. Otherwise, I'd just be fucking watching TV or I'd be painting alone in silence and shit. So it's pretty cool just being. I want to get on to where I can just like kind of like you guys do on your show, just have a couple people and we just sit around and bullshit. That's Mini Warmite does that with his crew. He kind of hangs out with the WWII Games guys, and they kind of do that. They there's like 5 or 6 of them that just sit there and paint and just bullshit. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah. Okay, so we did that, and that. All right, now we're doing the khaki brown. We're doing lighter brown now, guys. We're not doing tan brown or yellowy brown right now. We're doing like gray brown, khaki. Ooh, action packed. You know, I joke, but like I don't really mind painting like this. These just kind of neutral colors. It's easy to paint. Um, you know, I like I try to do like historically accurate uniforms and stuff best I can. So like when I start doing like the start doing like the sorry, I'm concentrating on here saying guys. Like camo and stuff. It turns out looking cool, but yeah, it's a pain in the it's a pain in the ass. But I'm just not much of a painter anymore. It's not enjoyable anymore for me. It's just something that has to be done. I want to cut my tooth on like trying to make some minis, nerd. I might in the future. I might reach out to you and maybe pick your brain and see what it takes to start doing that. I was thinking about restarting my company, but man, I am fucking flat broke, dude. I need to find. I'm looking for work right now. I'm having a hard time finding work, dude. No one wants to hire a fat 50-year-old guy. But still trudging along, doing what I got to do with what I can. So just keep on keeping on. I heard that a friend of a friend told me that I guess there's some government program now that like kind of like unemployment or whatever. They send you to school to a trade school for like free. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, hell yeah, I go to trade school for free. Shit. I mean, I'm not any kind of like unemployment or anything. I'm just fucking broke. You know, I'm living off mail, and she ain't happy about that. But yeah, shit. I think they have. He was going to go as an electrician. I'm like, damn. And I think they have a like automotive mechanic. If I'm gonna look into that tomorrow, I just heard about that tonight. Um, I'm like, I'm gonna see if they have like an automotive mechanic. I'll do that, dude. I've always wanted to be a mechanic. My history, fucking college education was just pointless. Done, never used it, but you know, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I've had like people come out and say, "Hey, don't use weird World War II. That's ours." I'm like, "No, it's not, dude." The term "weird World War II" is not copywritten or anything, so you can go fuck yourself. I remember a Pinnacle when I first started my weird World War II .com. Pinnacle came out and they dropped me like a cease and desist or some shit because they're like, Weird War is property of Pinnacle, and I just wrote them back. I'm like, no, it's not. They never wrote back, so fuck them. That's one thing I learned from. I have some friends that are lawyers. One thing I learned: if a lawyer sends you a letter, it don't mean shit. Now, if he sends you a subpoena, that's something different. But because they say something, doesn't mean shit. They can ask me to stop doing it. I'm not gonna. And then like it's pretty interesting. It's like I have the same buddy that's a lawyer. He was talking about rule sets, right? And there's like, in at least American copyright law, it's like if you don't use or produce or whatever or re whatever certain rule systems, you lose them. They become like public domain. So like the mechanics and stuff are public. I guess you can't copyright per se mechanics, but like you can copyright like Space Marine, or not Space Marine, but like Adeptus or like Eldar, fucking Wave Runner or whatever. You can do that, but you can't do like you roll a D6 to hit and a D6 for damage or whatever. You can't copyright that. So there you go. If there's a rule system that's been dead for a while, and or the setting or whatever, I mean, they can lose their copyright to it. I don't remember how long it was, like 20 years, 40. I don't fucking know. Shit, dude. Being poor, brother, you are a mechanic, electrician, a carpenter, a plumber. Trust me. If there's something I don't know, YouTube, save me. How do I fucking replace, how do I replace a solenoid or whatever? And I just for a 2000 Ford F-150, you know, V6, and there'll be some badass mechanic out there. It's like, hey guys, it's Joe from Joe's Mechanic World. I'm here to tell you how to do that. I'm like, thank you, Joe. You are the man. You saved my ass. And I write him. I say, Joe, you the man. You saved my ass. Thanks, buddy. It's that easy, man. If you know something, if you can help people, help them. It doesn't cost anything to help somebody. It doesn't cost anything to smile or say thank you or to be nice. It's funny, as I get older, I resonate a lot of my mother. She was really laid back and loving and just really great fucking lady. That's good. That's a good. I don't mind having those traits. I miss that old bird. Miss her. Oh yeah, the condensers. Yeah, I've done. I've learned a lot of HVAC stuff on YouTube. We were renting a house not too long ago, and like you know, technically they're supposed to take care of it, of course, right? But my son is ill, and we needed that fucker fixed like ASAP because we needed air conditioning. And it was in the middle of the summer, dude, and he can't handle the heat. Like it could put him in the hospital. And I like went on. I went to YouTube and I looked online on searched around and. I think it was the condenser, or no, it was as simple as refilling the Freon, right? On the air conditioner, and the fucking property manager says, yeah, it's going to take a week. I'm like, no, this is like an emergency. Like, yeah, everything's emergency. Whatever. Okay, fine. So yeah, I just learned how to do it. I went and bought some Freon, and which was not fucking cheap, but it was a hell of a lot cheaper than fucking you know a hospital bill with my son going to the hospital for getting overheated, or and they especially like automotive shit. Oh yeah, dude. And again, it's like this stuff isn't hard. All this shit, it's not hard, guys. It's just you just don't you're ignorant to it. It doesn't mean you can't learn it. You just haven't. So don't be afraid to like just, reach out and like look at some fucking, videos and do it yourself. We live in a culture where it's like we're bred to like, oh, go do your oil change. Gotta take it into the shop, get an oil change. Or you gotta get your brakes bled or whatever. Go to the brake place. I'm like, fuck, you can do that at home, dude. I remember as a kid, my dad like it'd be break, it'd be break time, and I'm like, no, he's like, get out of here. He's like, when I tell you, pump the brakes, and then when I say hold, he's like, pump, hold, and then he like he fucking adjust it and shit. It's like so funny, dude. Oh yeah, dude. YouTube is fantastic, dude. The difference between air conditioner and refrigerator, I don't think anything is it. It's just the recycling of air through like through a coil, like a cool coil or something. I don't fucking know. There's probably is something. What is the difference, man? Put me on the spot. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I've like fixed the dishwasher before. Um, I don't know what was wrong with it. There's some sort of like I don't know. It was like electrical thing. Some sort of like the board was fucked up or something on it. The electric board, or control board, or some shit. And I was able to get a real cheap one, like on eBay. I was able to repair that with very little money. It's true, man. It's true. Ignorance will definitely keep you in the dark ages, man. And those who want you to stay there, watch out for those guys, because there are people out there that do not want you to learn this shit. Because it loses money. They don't make money from it. Oh, there'll always be some, there might be something beyond your abilities, like, if you need to like pull the engine or like, a transmission or some shit, if you need like that might be a little too much for you to do in your garage. If you don't have the tools, the special tools and shit. But for the most part, you guys can do pretty much what everybody else does. Is the door. I was about to say, I mean, like the mechanics of it and like the function of it, they should be the same. But speaking of a fridge, I got one of those like floor fridges, the college fridges right here. And I've had this thing for fucking like since I was in college, dude, in the 90s. Like 90, that motherfucker right there. And that thing, it's loud as hell, but it is cold and it is badass and it's still kicking all my punk and comic book and all my fucking stickers there from college. That thing is still kicking. That thing is ancient, and it's like we got a fridge in we rent this place. We got that fridge. That thing's a piece of shit. We've had it for 2 fucking years, and it's already had to be replaced. Like we had to replace some bits to it, some parts to it. It's a brand new fridge. It's just shit. Nothing's made to last anymore. But has it ever though? I mean, I want to say that in the past, I think maybe craftsmanship was a little bit more, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe it's always just been, because me I used to work in construction. I used to run a geotech lab. We used to do like material testing for like concrete and the soils and all that shit that that would be used on the construction site. And like the concrete, right? The home builders would guarantee a fucking 10-year foundation. That's it. 10 fucking years, dude. That's nothing. So it was like 3,000 psi this fucking concrete, man. It was very minimal. And that's why all our fucking foundations are all shit, because the criteria for it is so low and it's not meant to last. It's just enough, to cover the fucking warranty. So, whatever. And even then, man, the Amigos are fucking like it's August in Texas and it's hot as fuck. And that concrete has been sitting in the truck for, like 20 minutes. And like it starts to dry out, right? And it gets hard to fucking move around. So they start dumping water in it. And lessening the concrete's strength. And I'm like, we do these tests, these called slump tests, to see the consistency of the concrete. And that we build like a little slump, right? They build like a tower of it, and the shit would just go. I'm like, dig it up, motherfuckers. It ain't gonna pass. You shouldn't have, just done it right the first time. Now you guys are screwed. And then like the contractor will come out and start bitching and moaning, motherfucker, fuck you, blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, you have one fucking job. It's just to do the specs. That's it. That's it. Watch your crew and just follow the instructions. It's like a fucking Lincoln log set. You just follow the fucking instructions, dude, and everything will be okay. Nope. That's funny. Anyways. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's true. It's like I'm guilty of that. It's like I'll go to like a furniture store or something, right? Wanting to buy a nice couch. So you go to like kind of like the smaller shops, right? The smaller stores, and they sell like good stuff made out of like fucking oak or good quality wood. And it's like it's fucking expensive. I mean, you're paying for it, right? Then you go to like these mass like furniture stores, and it's all made with cedar or some bullshit, like weak ass, thin, soft fucking wood that ain't gonna last but a couple years. Because if you got kids or if you're a fat ass or whatever, you're gonna wear and tear the hell out of that couch, and that wood ain't gonna sting. It ain't gonna. It looks nice. It looks really nice, but shit. Can't polish a turd. So that's why you like our parents or our grandparents' furniture are still kicking. That uncomfortable ass, plaid couch, been through fucking hell, and it's still kicking. It's still like you can still sit on it, and it's like it might not be the most comfortable thing in the world, but man, it is sturdy and it'll hold your fat ass, and your kids jumping on it, and your dog sleeping on it all fucking day. Yeah. But like if you get something from like Rent a Center or like Furniture Depot or whatever chain, fucking, it's all shit. That shit doesn't last. All the Chinese stuff from like Walmart, you put a cup on it and it's fucking like bubbles up. It's not really even really wood. It's like compressed paper. So shit. You're just like, dude, what the fuck? But yeah, that'd be nice to like have like real furniture. Hey, Shadow, what's up, man? Oh yeah, so like we bought these new, like me and my ex-wife had bought like this furniture set, and they looked really nice, right? And like my kids were bouncing on it, and it broke like one of the slats to like the back. And so we took, it's still on, we got like a warranty or whatever for it, and we took it in, and like um the guy, or no, the guy came out to fix it, like to repulsor it or to fix whatever, right? Dude, that shit had like three slats to like for the entire fucking like back of the couch. And again, it was like it was like some cedar shit or whatever. And he's like, "Yeah, this is all shit." I'm like, "What the?" And I'm looking on the inside of it. I'm looking because he took the upholstery off to fix it. Yeah, dude, it's all shit. I'm like, man, I just paid a shit ton of money for all this crap. And it didn't last. I mean, it lasts, what, 5 years or, you know, whatever. And then it was, disposable. Everything's disposable now. They don't want you to quality product because you won't buy the new one. Yeah, dude. So tell the boy I'm impressed. Color me impressed. I dug his video, dude. So now there's no reason for him to start doing his artistic flair on all your videos. Get him some editing software. You can get your music going. Have like cool like shit popping around, animation and stuff. That'd be awesome. So guys, if you didn't know, Shadow and his son, 15-year-old badass, he did a cool, like he made his first kind of like video. It's pretty cool. And I'm like, give him a chance to do some of his creativeness into the videos that you guys make all the time. I'm actually getting some shit done too, man. Awesome. Awesome stuff. So Shadow, have you done any painting? Are you still, did you finish your because shut up, put up or shut up, man, because I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for something. I finished I'm up to 36 minis just this month. Finished, completely. Like, girl, that's a rarity for me, bro. I haven't painted like hardcore in a while. It's good though, man. It's like finally I can use that unit that I've been needing. I've been needing I've been needing those anti-tank rifle, like Japanese anti-tank rifles, right, for my games. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't play unpainted stuff, so I'm like, nope, can't use that. It's not painted. Now it's painted. Now I can bring that shit out and start kicking some ass. Kicking ass. An acid trip. You haven't got nothing done, huh? Oh man. Not good, dude. You're not practicing what you preach. You're a hypocrite in it. Nah, that's all good, dude. Need you guys to get all that shit done. We need to get you like to be more of a war gamer. You know what I mean? Like play fantasy war games or something and use all that fantasy shit. So like you got to paint it up to play with it. You know, like role playing. You know, you don't really need any of that shit. All that stuff's just for fun when you role play. But when you're mini war gaming, you gotta have that shit done, or it looks. You don't want to be one of those guys. Don't want to be one of those guys, man. Trust me. Never ends well. I would think that Jackie would be like a war gamer. I guess he's not much into the. He's more of a fancy or into the role playing. I don't know. It just seems like most of the younger guys are into like the minis, the cool minis that fighting armies and shit. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I mean yeah, that board game, dude. I'm waiting for some battle reports, motherfucker. You know, because you got all those cool ass games, dude. I want to see them played, man. We'll see those cool, like that game that you dig so much. Shit, make a video. Show us what it's about. I think I played that game, and isn't it from the same dudes who do that zombie game, Zombicide? Is that the same? Is it those guys that do that? I want to say I played it. And I want to say that we don't play it anymore is because we found a loophole in it. I think the wizard is able to like go through walls and like he can always stay ahead of the enemy and just by moving through the walls and he can always advance through what he needs to get. And it like when you go in each room, it like generates an enemy or some shit like that, or there's sound or something like that. Whoa, I don't know, man. Do you need the speed paint set? I mean, dude, I use pretty much Vallejo and craft paint, man. That's it. Again, I mean, if you guys, I mean, again, I'm definitely just playing. I'm painting to tabletop standard. I'm not painting like how Bo is, like really really good. You know, I don't really need that. I got mass troops and just use what you got. That's what I do. Shit, man. When I run out, I mean, there's a few things that I absolutely need, right? But other than that, I like just use the paints that I have. I mean, you know, using the paint that you have sometimes changes that shit up. You know, it gives a little different take on something because you just don't you just don't have the paint. It's like having kids, right? You'll never be fully ready for kids. You just do it. It's like painting, man. You're not always gonna have every color, that's around, but you just get the ones that you absolutely need, and there you go. What's up, Cal? You know, I keep hearing about that. I mean, what is speed paint? Is it just, how can it be any faster than anything else? I don't get it. I don't. I'll be honest with you, one of the most boring fucking things for me in the hobby is watching somebody paint, like teaching me how to paint. I don't know why. I mean, I should probably watch some of those damn videos. It'd probably help me. But I usually just pass them up. You know, there's 1,000,002 videos out there about speed painting and how to do it and what it does and all. I just never watched them. Maybe I need to. So it's like a base coat with washes built in. Okay. So it's like a. That's weird. Maybe I'll watch one of those videos. I don't know. It just seems like a gimmick. Like it's just another fucking like, oh, this paint will change your fucking life. It'll change you. I'm just like, really? Will it really? I mean, it's still just paint. But maybe it does. I don't know. Let's see. What color are the shells to World War II German artillery guns? Probably like green or brown or some shit. I have to look that up. I'll look it up. Yeah, it's funny. My best friend Jason, the guy he does that road agent leather. That motherfucker. That's all he needs are the primary colors. He'll fucking paint some World War II German fucking dot, camouflage, or like some Napoleonic fucking hussar and all his. Well, just using those three fucking colors, man. He'll just mix that shit, make the colors that he wants, for the amount that he needs, and then the guy is just fucking incredible. Yeah, he's like, I don't need all that paint. Just give me the primaries and we'll take care of it. I had him paint me a because it's so funny because it's like he does all this. He does model building. He does like painting and all this shit. But he just not into wargaming. I'm like, dude, you've been around me like your whole fucking adult life, and like even more than that, and like you just never got into wargaming. He's like, I don't know, man. I think it's boring. I'm like, blasphemer. But yeah, man. But he'll do like all those wooden ship models, dude. Just basically building a fucking ship out of wood. It's not like it's all just pieces of wood. You got to bend it, pin them, and like and the rigging and shit. I'm like, dude, there's no fucking way I can do that shit. Yeah, shit. I need to look into that, dude, because that's one of my biggest things. Is just like it's just grueling painting. It's like ooh, just paint, paint. Yeah, that's cool. I've found just in my experience that there are certain colors from certain companies that are better than others. Like the only GW paint I get is this Belcher lead Belcher, because in my opinion that's the best like metal color. Other than that, I don't touch any other shit. I usually use Vallejo stuff, but like I use a lot of craft paint too for shit. So I don't know. Vallejo and craft paint is pretty much what I use. But I don't see. It just seems weird. Like what can paint do that these paints don't already do? I don't know. I'll have to check it out. See what the hubbub is about. What's the hubbub, bub? Yeah, it's really good. I like that lead belcher. But man, it's just like everything. GW shit is so fucking expensive, and I hate these fucking pots. I hate these bottles. I hate them. They're hard to keep open. They dry out, and it's just like they need like every other fucking paint company has these like kind of bottles where you just dop them, they blop them. They do that on purpose, man. So your shit dries up, so you buy more or some shit. Some nefarious reasons. It's like that just because probably it's cheaper or some shit. I don't know. Yeah, but shit, people live and die by that. There's a lot of different. I mean, how the fuck? How do you start a paint brand? You know what I mean? It's like seems like every like Reaper has a brand, and then GW has a brand, and there's like what AK and fucking. There's millions of fucking different brands of fucking paint. It's just like is there like a cartel of like chemists that make wargaming paint or some shit? It's just like who is making all of this paint? It's so weird. Yeah, show some off, man. Invert a spray can lid in the pots. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Hmm. Yeah, I just again like in my youth, I would paint to like a high degree, like the best I could. But nowadays, I just it's enough to just get it all. I basically get all the primary, I get all the main colors down, and then I just do a wash on it, and then I'll lacquer it with a flat. And there you go. Nothing too exciting, but I mean, they look good on the field. Big old army painted up, fighting and shit. But like, they're pretty simple. Like when you look at them close up. Oh, a simple guy. And then one thing I do want to figure is find a good paintbrush, like a number three. If I could get a good number three, that it would just like be like heaven to paint with. I heard that finding good paintbrushes will just be like you want to paint. It just for some reason it just the paint flows and it just works well or something like that. So I'd like to try that out and see if that's true because um, I hear that a great paintbrush can really make your painting an experience. And I do a lot of dry brushing, like highlights. I won't like paint individual like highlights. I'll just do a dry brush. Meandering Mike, what's up, dude? We are just sitting here painting, rapping about whatever. Everybody's telling me how great the speed paint stuff is. And I have not used any of it or know much about it. So they're trying to I need to look into it at least and watch some of it and see you know what it's all about. You painting anything up right now, brother? Okay. Yeah, I don't have my Discord up right now, but yeah, I'll check them out after the show. Is this thing like this camera's like being stupid? I don't have this is I don't have the best equipment. It's just but it works. It's enough. Good enough. Good enough, man. Yeah. So, Mike, are you painting anything? Cal, are you painting anything right now? You got anything going down? Any projects or anything? almost out of some paint. That sucks. Yeah, I've heard makeup brushes are really good, dude, for certain stuff. I mean, it's like painting is it's not hard for me. It's just doing it. You know? And the Vallejo goes on really good, really well. So it's not like, I'm having to go back over and over and over, shit like that. It's just sitting down and doing it. That's the only that's the challenge. I think that's pretty much done there. Getting these guys done, guys. Thank you. Sand golem, huh? Oh, there you go. Hey, Shadow. Meandering Mike is a fan of Shadows of Brimstone. Yeah, so Shadow is just talking about that. He's got, I guess that's one of his favorite games. I want to say I've played that. I played so many fucking games. I don't even remember what I played or not. Most games are pretty fun. I mean, I don't play a lot of like I used to play a lot of board games. But I don't play many board games much. And if they are, they're like, they're like miniature board game, like adventure board game, dungeon crawl kind of stuff, kind of like. But like, there's like all these board games out there that are like not even like combat or not even like adventure. They're just like one is like everybody's talking about it. It's like these birds, a bunch of birds. It's just like birds. And how fucking fun can a game about birds be? But it might be. I don't know. And like, it might be the coolest thing in the world. But I'm not gonna pay $1 million for a bird board game, even if it is cool. It's just not really my thing. But I'll play it. I'll still play it. See what it's like. Invest in the medium to convert normal paints into speed. I need to look into that because I'm not really sure what you're even talking about. It's just like a wash. I'll have to look into it. I'll check out you guys' videos and your picture. I mean, it's taken because that's what everybody talks about is speed paint this, speed paint that, speed paint, speed paint, speed paints. Maybe I need to see what it's all about. Ooh, there you go. Paint up some men at arms. What company? What manufacturer of the minis? But like I use like the black I use is just some craft paint. And I remember GW had a pretty good black that Abaddon I think was black. Abaddon black was pretty good, but I mean it's fucking black. Unless you're doing some black hole type of shit. I mean it's just black as black. And if it doesn't quite go black enough, you just cover it up another layer. I don't know. I try to get the base colors and stuff with the craft paint just because it's like a buck. It's like it's a buck a big bottle. See, that's what they need to do. They need to start selling this paint in big old tubs like that, man. That'd be fucking heaven. Like, yeah, craft paint. It combines the low lights, mid-tones, and highlights onto layer of paint. But you got to prep the surface with a heavy, dry brush. Huh. So it's almost like a wash, but it covers it all, and then it also includes a wash in it as you're painting it, or some shit like that. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, are these paints like only designed for like, Is it? I mean, they got good colors. Is it like a bunch of colors, or is it just like one or two like fantasy colors kind of shit? Like red. Like I don't need like reds and oranges and shit like that. I need like like realistic military tone kind of stuff. They have that kind of stuff. I have to look into it. Sounds interesting. See, you guys need to start doing some painting videos. I'll watch them. Statter Arts. I think I know them. Yeah, I don't even, dude. I used to prime my shit. I don't even do that anymore. I mean, if it's like if I'm painting something yellow or and I need a bright, really vibrant, color, I'll primer it. But other than that, I don't primer shit. I don't prime my vehicles. I used to back in the day, but I don't anymore. I mean, they seem pretty good. They look pretty good. Yeah, like 92 colors. Wow. I probably should. I mean, I got a whole fucking yeah. I probably got 100 different paints, but I mean, they've been in there for a while. Oh yeah, I always do a seal. I always do so I'll paint all my shit up using just the base colors, and then I'll do a wash on the whole thing. It's usually a dip. I use like a wood stain kind of lacquer to get the and then I'll seal it all with a flat varnish, like a spray varnish. The Tamaya is my favorite, but or not Tamaya, Tester's flat dull coat, Tester's dull coat. Oh my god, that shit's like heaven. But Tester's, dude. I guess Tester's got bought out, right, guys? Testers, the old Testers that we all fucking grew up with. Anyway, um, got bought out, and the company is like retiring most of the paints. There might be just a few that they keep making. I don't know why if they're not going to do the full line, but anyway. Um, but yeah, they got rid of the dull coat. They're not producing it anymore. So some people that I know that paint, they say that Windsor Newton has a flat like dull coat spray that's really good. Okay, so they'll have the different colors. Hey, there's Mini Warmut talking about the painting animal. That guy right there, guys. Everybody, Mini Warmut, everybody. Yep, he threw down this challenge, and I'm in it, man. I'm almost done with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 more dudes, man. I'll by the time I'm done with this feed, uh, I'll be done with these guys. Shit, man. I'll be done with so after this bunch, I got about I don't know 8 more Japanese, and I have all of my fucking Japanese finished, like all of them, all the normal like Japanese soldiers. Woo! And I got a couple hundred, 150 maybe of them, 180 of them. And they'll be done. Woo! That's awesome. Then I got most of my Chinese done. I gotta do my German equipped Chinese. It'll be after these Japanese, and and these are all like tans and like different colors of tans. But the Chinese are like the blue, like that French blue, that baby blue, and then like tans too. So shouldn't be too hard to mess with. I'm ready to get into some like the weird war stuff. I need to work on some of the weird war stuff. You have to prime for, yeah, I think I've heard that. I've heard that you need that like that base coat to like primer to really have it work the way it's supposed to or something. Well, I will definitely look into the videos and the stuff that you guys put on the Discord. I appreciate everybody coming by the way, too. I know I'll probably do this until midnight, and then I'll stop it. I'll probably be done by then. The only thing I'll have to do is like do dip them. I call it a dip, but I don't actually dip them. But right now I'm just doing the black on these Jeff's hair. No blonde here. No blondes. No browns. They're all black. Black-haired devils. But yeah, I have to check into that speed paint because I mean, I've got shit. I got armies left to paint up. I got armies to buy. I'm trying to play out the entire World War II conflict in our weird World War II. And yeah, it's not as easy as it fucking sounds. But I'm getting I need to I'm thinking about diving into so we're in 1937, right? So I'm doing, China, Japan in 1937, and and everything else. And I think if whenever I get some money, I think I might dive in and start playing a little bit of Spanish Civil War too, playing out some of that. I think because this is Weird World War II, I'm thinking that certain storylines I could manipulate and get the Spanish involved in the conflict, and I'd like to start playing stuff out to like maybe cause that. So it'd be interesting. But I know that I think Empress Miniatures does some really great Spanish Civil War stuff. They're the guys who also like kind of the guys who do a very British Civil War. They use a lot of Empress's stuff, so it's a great line of minis. So they're designed to go to the white. Okay. Oh, so black. So you say black primer with white zenithal highlights had really good results with speed paints, huh? Oh, right on. Cool. Yeah. See, there you go, mini war mutt. Start plugging all of our shit. I got a painting challenge next month, guys. Weird World War II's October challenge. And it's just you can paint as much as you can just paint one thing if you want. Just it's got to be weird. Doesn't have to be Weird World War II, but it's just paint up a monster or cool just something weird. And then what you guys will do is you just send me pictures of it or videos or whatever. And on November 1st, I'll put up a showcase video of everybody who participated. So show up, and then I'll plug you guys with the channel. If you have channels or pages or groups or blogs or whatever, I'll give you guys a plug. So we do, man. That's how we expand our hobby. Get people to get new eyes into the folks. Might make some new friends. Make some new enemies. Never know. As much as we have it seems like the role players have all the drama. I don't see a lot of war gamers have it. I don't know. I say that. A lot of people bitching about GW. I'm one of them. I'm not a big GW fan, but I try not to. I don't do videos of I hate them. But I saw someone did a response video to somebody's response to something or something's response to their response. Just it's funny. Enemies. I need to do? Oh, I need to say I need to look up the color of World War II Japanese 75 millimeter anti-tank shells. See, that's how hardcore I am, guys. I looked that shit up. Okay, it's like it's a brass. I think it's a brass. That's like a green. Okay, yeah. Most of them are green. Like the Germans' base color for like their armor is kind of like this. It's not quite olive drab. It's more of a brown olive drab. So anything that's like metal or wood is painted with that color. So just so you know, whatever. Vallejo paint I use for that color, I use the green brown as kind of that. It's kind of like it'd be like the Americans' version of olive drab. This is what they put on all their vehicles. It is. It's like a fucking circus, dude. All right, Cal. Good to see you. Hey, man, thanks for swinging by, dude. I know, dude. Sometimes actually getting some hobbying in is a challenge in itself, dude. But good luck, brother. You're always welcome, man. Thanks for swinging by. It is, man. It's like it's just some people are just I don't know. It's just like anything. Some people are really high strung, and they bring that into the into their hobbies and whatever else. I guess whatever else they're doing, and it's just that's just what's going to happen. It's going to be nothing different. Same thing they have the rest of their life. But it was like I guess the video I watched is some German guy, and he's like wearing a wife beater, and he's like, "That guy's a son of a bitch. He's not a real gamer." I don't know anything about, and I didn't even watch the full video, so because I was just started laughing, and I'm just like, maybe that's one to watch later. But hey, it's okay to be passionate, I guess. I don't know anything about it. So I'll just shut up. I don't know what I'm talking about, so shut your filthy mouth. Oh, you got some skirmish gaming in. Yeah. Dude, that I'm telling you, man, that is the way of the future in our, lack of time, getting a game in, just throw down a skirmish game. You don't have to bring these massive armies but just like anything, it's all secular. Everybody's playing skirmish games, and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm sick of playing skirmish games. Let's play some big ass games with tons of armor and troops and all sorts of shit, and then everybody will be doing that again. But yeah, that's the gateway drug is the skirmish games. Very little model count. Just jump in and start playing. Aztec gold, Well, that's cool. Metallic jade. That sounds cool. Oh yeah, it's on. Bo sent it to me. I'll send it to you. It's I think he sent it to me in a message on Discord. I'll send it to you. Oh, Africa green, like the Africa core kind of greenish brown. The tropical outfits that the Nazis used. That's one thing about so me being a OCD nut job that I am, like I want to like if I'm playing if I'm playing a certain game, like mimicking a battle or something, and it's set in the fucking winter time, I want like winter troops, winter terrain. If I'm in the desert, I want desert troops wearing desert clothing in desert terrain. So it's like, just due to my nut jobness, I'll end up buying like, my armies have, they have their cold weather, and then they're just like their normal suits. That's funny. Onion rings? What? How do you keep your stylish figure, Brian, with burritos, enchiladas, tacos, and onion rings all the time? Damn. Working your ass off all day long, that'll fucking do it. Yeah, I'm down. I like I like really detailed skirmish games. Like detailed because it's like you can get a lot out of those just a few troops, you know. It's almost like a role playing game. You can get like some really good realism in like a small game, and it's fun too. It's like, you know, having just a few troops, and you tend to play more conservative and safer because you don't have a lot of troops to back you up. Oh man, onion rings. So I don't know. Do you guys have Whataburger in what a burger up in your neck of the woods, Brian? Those bastards have the best onion rings on the planet. Woo! I gave that stuff up a long time ago, but man, that is some yummy deliciousness. That's probably my favorite burger joint is Whataburger. Man, that's some good shit. Can murder. I remember there used to be a restaurant called the Black Eyed Pea. It's kind of like a traditional kind of like home cooked, you know, dishes or whatever. And they had this like chicken fried steak. Oh my god, dude, it was like fucking heaven. I haven't had that in 20 years. Oh hell yeah, Waterburger. Oh hey baby, Mutt is eating Waterburger onion rings right now. Woo. Good stuff, Brian. Good stuff. Oh, she's probably sleeping. She got work in the morning. That's some good stuff right there. Waterburger is some good grub. Holy shit, I'm done with these guys. All I gotta do is their ranks and their rank badges, and I'm fucking done. And the dip, and they're done. Ooh, Brian, I'm gonna add another 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There'll be another 10 minis, so I'll be up to 40 something. I'll get it done probably tomorrow. I'll probably dip them. Well, I'll probably dip them in the morning tomorrow. Have them done by Thursday, like based and prime, or yeah, I'll have them flocked and lacquered and all that shit by for Thursday. Woo! Good stuff. Good stuff. Digging it. Digging it. It's getting done. Getting done. I got shit, man. I got so much. I got a lot of stuff up. Most of it's painted. I'd say probably 75% of my shit is painted. Like all of it. Of all of my collection, I'd say probably 75% of it's painted and like constructed and everything. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good, Ron. That's what you guys need to like consolidate and just do like a single genre. So you guys aren't buying like Mutt. He's got 15 millimeters, 10 millimeters, 6 millimeters. He got, 32 mils. He's playing ancients. He's playing, naval. He's playing. Drive you crazy, Brian. It's gonna drive you crazy. Nah, man. Do what you love. Do what you love. So when you guys paint, do you guys paint like real? Let's say because I'm kind of tempered in the historical kind of. Do you guys paint like ranks? Do you paint like how the uniforms are supposed to be, or do you guys just kind of do your own thing? Fantasy is a little different. You can just do it however, but like if you're playing like actual nations and stuff, do you try to stick with how they actually looked? Or do you guys just do, whatever looks best? I'm pretty stickler. I like to try to stay, and it's, you probably couldn't even see it on the back. Like, I'll put ranks, I'll put like medals or some shit. If that's one thing I used to do. I don't really do it much anymore, but if something really cool happens in a game and that figure survives or whatever, I'll paint like a little, like, like a badge or like some sort of reward on them or something. That'd be kind of cool if that army did that, like the Germans. You know, the Germans would wear their combat like awards on their like combat uniform, but like the Americans didn't. They didn't wear their like. If you won the Medal of Honor, you didn't wear it in the battle. If you just or the Distinguished Service Cross or something, you didn't wear that in the battle. Now, I want to say the Russians did, or the Soviets, I should say. Soviets did. The Japanese didn't really. They had a, but I don't think they wore their medals in the battle. I don't know about the Italians. I'm not sure about the Italians. Oh my God, you got 10,000? Wow. Whew. I don't even know if I have that many, dude. There might have been one time, like in my youth, when I was playing like multiple genres and time and like, time frames and like scales. I might have close to that. That's a lot, dude. Woo. You got your. It's a lot of stuff. That's cool. Yeah, a lot of this stuff you can repurpose. Like you're saying, you can make like make them SS, but they pretty much just wear the same uniforms. The ranks for the Japanese are pretty easy to paint. They wear on their collars. It's like a solid like flag, and they have like pips depending on your rank, and they'll have like a maybe like a line, like a different colored line for like some officers or shit. Each branch has its own like, oh shit, I didn't even do that. I need to look. These are artillery shit, like some officers or shit. Each branch has its own like, oh shit, I didn't even do that. I need to look. These are artillery shit. Oh damn it, I'm calling the wrong damn one. Shit. They're supposed to be like yellow instead of red. Shit. I didn't look, guys. I'm glad you guys caught me. I'm painting red badges on when they need to be fucking yellow. Damn it. Oh man, yeah, shit. Do some weird World War II, man. That's what we do. You just mix it all together. If you got some fancy shit laying around, boom, you just stick it with your World War II, and there you go. You can do weird war in any fucking genre. If you got a bunch of Romans or you got English Civil War. I mean, that's one thing right now that what silver bayonets isn't that a big thing right now, which is basically weird war. What Napoleonics? So you can do weird war in anything. If you like if you got a bunch of modern combat like modern stuff, there you go. You just do some weird war, Ukraine war, or weird war, Vietnam, or whatever you want. Add zombies or add like some weird monsters that you have. I know that a company were trying to do some weird war Vietnam minis. Like I think they were gonna make some deep one type creatures and like some like zombie VC or some shit. But it wouldn't be hard to, you just buy some civilian models and just paint them up as zombies. I have a lot of civilians too because I played with civilians in my games because just for realism and whatnot. They usually just get in the way and it causes guys to bulk. They don't want to shoot because they're civil anyway. But yeah, just pick up civilians and you can paint them up as zombies and shit, no problem. I know, dude. I need to see you paint that shit up, man. I saw a guy. He did a fascist. I think he was playing a very civil British war, but he was using Mosley's crew, and he got some like old 1930s cars, and he put they put like the little lightning bolt placard on the cars, and they like repurpose fascist vehicles. It's pretty cool. There's another game that I play. It's called Maximilian 1934, and it's basically like it's kind of like Mad Max meets what 80 Days Across the World or whatever that, where it's a car race, right? But it's like in a weird war like 1934, but you got like these awesome rally cars from the 30s racing with like machine guns on them and shit, rockets, anti-tank rifles and stuff. It's a fun game. It basically plays similar to Steve Jackson's. Well, no, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, all those card games are similar, but yeah, it's pretty fun. It's just a rule book, and Eureka sells a line of cars for it. They're really great, man. They did a really good job on them. Maximilian, 1934, by Mana Press. They're one of our sponsors too. It's a fun game. I need to finish. We did like I always do this. I always make systems my own, so I convert all the time. But we played a game with we had the Batmobile. We had to like rescue Wonder Woman and shit. And then we had the Bat Copter or the Bat Gyroplane and the Batmobile fighting against a bunch of Soviet armored cars and stuff. It was pretty cool. It was fun. We did a video of that one in our channel if you guys want to watch that one. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, those would make a great skirmish game. Have fascists hunting down somebody, or I remember there was some rule sets Riot. I think it was called Riot or Urban. I don't know, something like that. But it was basically like riots, and it was you had the authorities trying to suppress the riot, and then you had the rioters. I mean, you could do something like that with your fascists. You could have them crushing the whatever royal party, and you have the two. It's almost like a very civil war, very British Civil War. You have just different factions beating the shit out of each other, trying to kill each other. That was an interesting read. The guy who wrote that sent me some PDFs to check out. And they're pretty cool. It's really in depth, man. It's a little hard for me to read because I'm not British, so I don't get a lot of the symbolism and connotations because I'm not familiar with the politics and just the history of the area and the peoples. But it's a really cool. If you guys haven't read it, or if you're interested in doing some weird war, kind of in the Commonwealth, give a Very British Civil War a look over. It might be something you're interested in checking out. Yeah, this thing is pretty much worn out, dude. It's like you can barely see the picture on it. We were talking about doing I want to do some merch, sell some t-shirts and so I want to sell bumper stickers that say "Keep it weird" or "Got weird," shit like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. So if you ever had a kid, if I do that, if you're ever at a con that I'm at, watch out because I'm gonna just slap fucking bumper stickers on everybody's fucking car. No, I don't know. Someone stole that shit, dude. Someone stole that out of my bag. Some damn kids probably grabbed them and put them on everybody's car. So watch out. Yeah, I need to. So Dave from Pulp Alley had sent me a bumper sticker of Pulp Alley, right? And the summer sun was too much for it. It just melted that bitch. It's just like black now. I need to take a picture of that and fuck with him about it. It's like Dr. Dingleberry, his evil anti-pulp ray, zapped my pulp sticker. I need a new one. Bo's back. We're going, man. I'm almost done, dude. I'm gonna paint these pips on these fucking these ranks. I need to come up with some ranks here. So just come up with some ranks here. So just so if you guys, here are the ranks of the Japanese Imperial Japanese Army. Generals. These are the branches. This is what I'm painting right here. Artillery. These are crews. Oh, except that one guy. Damn it, that's gonna be a shit. But yeah, here's my notes for Vallejo colors. I'm not good at just eyeballing like a color. I don't know if it's like some sort of impairment or something, or I just, but it's kind of nice to have those color swatch kind of guides to help, make those choices instead of trying to figure out what fucking color what color I'm looking at. It's like, it looks brown. It's not really brown, honey. It looks brown. Yeah, but it's not quite brown. It's brownish green. Is it? But yeah. You're pretty rank, huh, Brian? He works hard, Bo. He's out in the wilderness every fucking day, fighting the elements. He's not hanging out in the air conditioning, putting his foot up, putting his feet up on the desk, falling asleep while the patient's all running off. Let's see here. NCOs. It's so funny because, like, in Japanese military doctrine, they would give, NCOs and officers swords, right? It's just like you see these guys, running around with giants. It's so funny because the Japanese, their fucking rifles were massive, like full-size rifles. They weren't like carbines or anything. They were like fucking big. And then when you put on those sword bayonets that they had, dude, it's like every Japanese soldier's rifle was like a damn long arm, like a pole arm, because it's so fucking huge. It's just like as tall as them. When they set it on the ground, it's like the damn with the rifle and the bayonet is like stands taller than them. And I see them running, like they're running, and it's just like, my God. That's why like bayonet training was really like important to the Japanese, and plus they're into like stabbing shit, so that's what they do too. It's low testosterone and all that man on man loving. It could be, dude. It's warped my perception on reality. Oh man, what is this guy? Yeah, so the Japanese have a bunch of different privates, man. They got private second class, private first class. They got superior private. Then we get into corporals, sergeants, sergeant major. Then you got second lieutenant, lieutenant, captain, major, lieutenant colonel, colonel, warrant officer, major general, lieutenant general, and general. There you go, guys. You just learned something tonight. There's fucking 1, 2, 3. There's 3 different sergeants in the Japanese army. They are known for their bayonet killing. That's their preferred way of killing. That's their bayonet charges. I tell you, man, the Chinese, dude, they were not, no one really talks well of the Chinese. And don't get me wrong, I mean, the Japanese were a force to be reckoned with, but man, the Chinese were fucking some badasses too. They had the big ass swords. They had the same shit as the Japanese. They didn't have the equipment and the training. You know, they had the warlords and all that shit, but you know, they weren't, you know, they came around and they were starting to kick some ass. I've really gained a lot of respect for the Chinese army as I've done a bunch of research and stuff. So the Japanese are fucking brutal too, man. We don't. It's so funny because this conflict that I'm doing the second Sino-Japanese, second Sino War, and second Sino-Japanese War, and or the War of Japanese Aggression from 1935 to 1947 or 32. Anyway, it depends on who's talking about it. There are some fucking brutal battles in the fucking Asian campaign, dude, in the Pacific. And I'm not talking about island hopping. I'm talking like on the mainland China, dude. Woo. Chemical attacks, just burning whole cities, raping Nanking. I mean, just crazy shit. And a lot of it is just lost because the Western, just the language in itself, and then just the Western, take on it, or, maybe just the ignorance of the West on, what happened, because they didn't, both armies didn't keep like the best records about what happened in those times, in the early years. So a lot of it's like hard to find info. If you guys ever want to learn about the Japanese and the Chinese fighting in the mainland, go to Wargaming China. Adam is like a fucking nut about all that stuff, and he knows his shit. So give him a plug and check out. He's a wargamer too, so he's a little droll in the voice, but everything that he has in his on his videos are like as accurate as you can find, because he does his research. This motherfucker's doing research he goes to the insurance like policies of the time to see however he got there, ships, what ships were where, because they were insured by certain parties and all sorts of crazy shit. He is like, it's cool. He's like a historical researcher. That guy's done. Holy shit. We're going. Oh, yeah. The Alamo Scouts, the Filipinos, some badasses there, too. Man, just imagine. It's just like you're fighting like the Japanese and all of their might, all their equipment, their planes, their troops, and you're just fighting them with whatever you got laying around. Those guys were pretty amazing. It is definitely a theater of the war that isn't appreciated in the West as it should be. And if it is, it's only told from the Western side. It's like told through the campaigns of the Americans or the Brits, the Aussies, the Aussies and New Zealanders and all that stuff. So there's so many more involved. It was truly a fucking world war, man. Almost every country had something going down. The colonial troops don't get their fair share of praise. The Ethiopians kicked some fucking ass as best they could against the Italians. You had the Arab, nations, and pretty cool. I mean, not cool, but it's a great conflict if you're looking to war game, because almost every fucking culture and every fucking country was in it. And and now with all the 3D printing and just in general, people are like, they're making armies for like the Dutch. They're making armies for the Finns. They're making colonial troops, the French, colonial troops, and the South Africans, and the Sinks and the Gurkhas, and the Finns and all that stuff, and shit, the Spanish, the Republicans and the fascist or whatever, the Republicans and the communists or whatever the fuck. I can't remember. My brain is fried. It's late. You paint one mini, huh? Yeah, it's 12 o'clock here, guys. I think I'm gonna just put a couple pips on these figures and I'll be done for them till the morning. Again, everybody, thanks for swinging by. Dude, I finished those guys. Man, all I gotta do tomorrow is dip them and then seal them and then put the flock on, and that won't take but a day. Let that lacquer dry out, the dip dry out. But yeah, thanks again, guys, for swinging by. Mini warm-up, for having the cool challenge that's motivating me to paint some shit, and you guys hanging out with me, just bullshitting and give me a reason to, I'm bored and not bored hanging out with you guys. All right, guys. So party on. Justin says buy his damn t-shirt. Swing by, click on Justin Thor's LP. Click on his thing and it'll take you to, he's selling some t-shirts. He needs some beer money. All right, Mutt. Bo, good to have you come by, man. Hope they ain't working you too hard, brother. And hey, dig those figures you did, man. They look great. Trying to get your get your account banned. That's cool. All right, guys. Thanks again, everybody coming by. And whatever you do, keep it weird. All right, guys. Take it easy.